to start your engines, everybody. Hello and welcome to a special trip to Nintendoland we're doing here today. And as you can see here, it's time to talk Mario Kart, specifically Mario Kart 8 / Mario Kart 8 Deluxe / all the different Mario Karts we've had for nearly 10 years. Hello, I'm Mike Burgess here with Auri O'Neill. Hello, Auri.
Hi. Hello.
That's right. We got Mario Kart to talk about because I wanted to have like a more dedicated sort of special episode, like we've done this past with some Nintendo Land stuff, where I just want to have the Mario Kart chat because we've had Mario Kart 8 DLC for the last two years basically, on top of or I guess it'd be more over a course of a year because we had 3 waves last year and 3 waves this year. So I guess 2 years of DLC more or less. For Mario Kart 8 Deluxe,
a year and a half,
or like year and a half. It's whatever. Time's weird. Time doesn't exist anymore to me in my brain. But yeah, just there's just a lot of talk about it. So I wanted to like have a separate thing rather than take over another whole episode when will be other stuff to talk about in the world of Nintendo pretty soon here. Like Mario RPG came out, might be some other news worth talking about. So I thought it'd be fun to have like a more dedicated here so we can have longer discussion about Mario, like just general thoughts about Mario Kart 8 now. All the DLC's out. We can talk about the most recent wave that has come out because I play through the tracks, and we can also, we're also gonna do some other fun stuff, just like, talking about like where we want to see Mario Kart go next. Cause it seems like, we'll get into it once we discuss it more, but like this seems like a pretty definitive end for the tracks and the DLC. It seems like we're not going to get any more DLC. So more than likely it seems we're now more than ever seems like it's the best chance to have it like a new proper series entry in the series coming next. So we'll talk about that stuff. And then we also are going to finally, I think we talked about it like, last year when the DLC was coming out, about ranking all the tracks. We're going to do a tier list of all 96 tracks, I believe, is how many tracks we're at now. So we're going to do that as well.
You will laugh, you will cry, you will be upset.
You will be upset.
Look forward to that.
Look forward to that. But for now, I guess we just kick it off with the most recent is we had the last and final 6th wave of Mario Kart 8 DLC drop, just like it was about like a week ago now. Have you had a chance to play the tracks yet or not yet?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I didn't play all of them, but I played most of them.
Most of them. Yeah, I played through all 8 of them just to see how it was.
I played a lot of Mario Kart today, specifically.
Heck yeah.
Like, I want you to know, I was playing a lot. I played every Rainbow Road today. Yeah, I had a Mario Kart filled day in preparation for this.
That's what I love to hear. Those new 8 tracks are pretty good. I enjoyed them as kind of the final kind of set of tracks, the kind of send off tracks as they were. I'll read them here as they are. These I'm reading them off. I'm immediately reading them off this tier list. They're not like in the order they came. They're in the cups, but we have the last 2 tour. We had the last couple of tour tracks come. That was Madrid Drive, which is the Spain Madrid Spain themed track that came, which is like a tour original track. Then we had Rome Avanti as well, based off of Rome. And then we also had Piranha Plant Cove. Those were basically like 3 of the tracks that are, they were the originals from Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game, and then they brought those over to this. We also had from the 3DS Mario Kart Rosalina's Ice World. We had from the SNES game, we had Bowser Castle 3. We had Wii Rainbow Road, DK Mountain, Goated Track from the GameCube, Wii Daisy Circuit, and then I think that was all 8 of them there. So, all solid tracks. I like that they kind of mixed it up a little bit. If it was intentional or not, I don't know. But I talked about in previous Nintendo Land episodes where there was like a data mine of some tracks. So a lot of people had like this very specific expectation of like, all right, we're gonna get these tracks and like these very specific ones from these specific games. And then they kind of threw that on their head when they revealed the Wii Daisy Circuit was coming in a direct. And then when they revealed the trailer for these, we saw Rosalina's Ice World, which is also like a surprise addition because we thought they were done with adding 3DS tracks. So that was cool just to see them kind of like throw out that mix up with these last set of tracks. Although largely besides that, it was pretty much what we expected, where it was like the last couple tour tracks, and then the last couple fan favorite ones, I would say. So which tracks did you race through, Ari?
I did Rainbow Road because I'd never done that. Bowser Castle, Rosalina's Ice World. I didn't do DK Mountain.
Oh yeah.
I didn't do. I think that was it. So I didn't do any of the tour tracks. I should have done. Maybe I did Piranha Plant Cove.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't want to do all of them, and then I wanted to, like, because I knew we were doing this, I wanted to go play. There's so many. Did you know, Mike? There's so many fucking tracks.
Yeah, it turns out they put a lot of fucking tracks in this video game. It's pretty wild.
I'm like, I want to play like the Mario Kart 8 tracks, like the new ones that were new when it came out on Wii U. So like, I did kind of skimp on the latest DLC, but I played DK Mountain, and that's a fucking banger right there.
Yeah, yeah. It's largely the same track that as I remembered it, but it looks just like the visual updates.
So good.
Looks really great. Like I like that they like the volcano now has like an actual like volcano look to it, and it's all like fiery, like magma face is really cool on the mountain.
The music's so good.
The music, yeah, really great. They made it so like the bridge right before you start a new lap is all like it doesn't have any edges on it or like ropes or like protection on it, which I think it had in some of the other like updated versions. Like I think like the tour version or something had like some like basically like safety rails, where this one they like turned it back into like the crazy bridge where it just can be chaotic right there at the very end, which is always fun. Yeah, definitely very happy this track made it. It is definitely a fan favorite. One of my like probably easily top five Mario Kart tracks like across the whole series. So seeing it here in 8 was very fantastic. Yeah, I played through all of them. Just did the usual when the DLC dropped and just ran through both cups. Both cups. And then for me, yeah, I played through everything. I would say definitely the standouts for me were honestly, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed that new Bowser Castle. I knew it was going to be updated because I remember playing that version in Tour, and it was just like so obvious playing it even in Tour, where it's like you just go to they just made half the track like 90 degrees, and you're going through this big anti-grass section, and just like once you're actually playing it though in 8 and feeling it like again that 8. The control scheme and how just 8 feels to like play, like it's just a good feeling like track to go through, just like really good winds and turns. And I like the kind of, you can kind of set up like extra, like, when you're going through the ramps, you can kind of set yourself up to like take turns nicely, and then you go through the next section, you can go like up on those like raised kind of like walls they have, but if you go up on, there's like boost panels you can jump off of.
I have
just really cool.
I have a lot of Mario Kart tracks in my head right now, but I think for a Super Nintendo track, like an OG Mario Kart track, this is one of the best glow ups.
Yes, 100%. Like, because you look at like there's only I think like one other SNES track in the DLC, I think, or at least this wave, like this, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, not the OG DLC. That one was like a Mario Circuit track, so that was like the most vanilla
Mario Circuit
like
3.
DLC. Like it's like a fine track, but it is like very vanilla when it's just like just a flat, like you're just a bunch of windy turns, and it's just like a very classic old school track. Where this one does feel like they came at it with the approach of like, all right, let's make this feel like a more modern track, but with like a SNES like classic look. Kind of blending those together, and I think they did a great job with that one. That one was really cool.
Agreed.
It was just cool to see a Bowser Castle because we had like not gotten any of those across the whole DLC in general. So it was just like, I'm glad they got one in there right at the end, at least. Other than that, like, of course we Rainbow Road, beautiful track. I think it just looks very pretty. Definitely
Great.
like one
it
of the.
was fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun track. It's a good update to that Wii version. Great music. The update to that Wii, that was always a good track in there. And yeah, the updates to that one were really nice. I like that they kept like I don't know if you ever saw it, but one of the like the silly gimmicks from the Wii version was like if you fall off on certain parts of the map, you become like a fiery comet, and you just like it just makes like a boo like sound.
That's
They
awesome.
kept that in this version. So if you like fall off in certain points, it'll like do that still, which
I gotta try that.
which is very fun. And then you have like they made it entirely anti-grav too, which is like a great fit for that track.
Yes.
Because it's just how windy it is. Yeah, just really great update to that track. And of course, yeah, it's a fan favorite one, so it makes a lot of sense to see it here. Other than that, like the tour tracks, like I definitely say, like out of like all the 8 billion city tracks we've gotten since the start of this DLC, these ones didn't blow me away as much. Madrid, I ended up I thought having like dabbled with them in tour, I was actually gonna like roam a lot once it came over, and then I felt like I wasn't gonna like Madrid as much. But then when I ended up playing him in 8, I felt I turned the other way around, where I think like they could have just done more interesting like routes with the Rome track compared to what I remember having played some of it in tour, where they did. I feel like they just had like a lot more interesting stuff in that, where like in this one it felt just kind of like I felt there was like one point in one particular lap where you just kind of are like, okay, I think I'm going to be going this way into an interesting part, and it's like, oh no, you just go around this weird like back alley onto like a same thing, and like it feels like there was just like more interesting parts of that track they could have used way more of. Like I would have liked been able to go through like the stadium more than just once in the final lap, because there is like a whole sequence where like there's like a whole part where you like there's the big stadium, like Rome Classic Stadium or whatever, and like you only go through it once on the final lap, and it's just like you just go right through across this bridge, and there are like big chain chomps on each side that can kind of like chomp at you, which it's like a cool little sequence, but it's like just I felt like they could have just have me go like one direction through it and then maybe another direction through it, or something on another lap. I feel like they just could have used some of the more interesting areas of the course some more than what they did in this update. Compared to like Madrid, though, like Madrid just like feels like more fun to like race around, because it is like you have like a lot more like interesting like dynamic like straightaways you're going around, and areas of the map you're going through, where like one section is like you like go into like almost it looks like a weird like subway like train station looking area, and you come out like and then you go into like through like a museum, and then there's like the whole museum section, like the music kind of like changes and like kind of goes down, like you're in like a quieter area, and then like there's piranha plants like coming out of these paintings. And that's like a fun whole sequence you go through on one lap, and then like the final lap, of course, is like through like the soccer stadium where there's like soccer balls being kicked around and stuff. So it just felt like a much more dynamic track compared to the Rome one. So I was a little disappointed by that. The rest of them, like I like Daisy Circuit. That one's like a very simple track though. That was just like a simple one. Nothing crazy there, but it's just fun. The music update in that one is really good. I will say.
Good to know.
And then Rosalina's Ice World was another one that was cool. That was a cool surprise. Again, that was like a 3DS track. Didn't think it was going to get a 3DS update, and it did. And then like they added a couple extra little bits that were not in like the 3DS version, because that stuff wasn't there. Like there's like a section where you can go off half pipes and stuff, and then there's
which I thought was cool.
Yeah, and then there's like they add like an extra shortcut at the very end where you can like boost off like this like ramp that like goes around this big circle. So that was a cool little addition to of that shortcut there at the end, which was not in either of the other versions.
I will say, maybe it's just me. I don't know, but like I feel like all of the ice levels have the exact same format. Like Rosalina's Ice World and Sherbetland, there are sections in the middle certainly, but like they have that same thing where you come out of a turn and then it's like a frozen lake.
Yeah, and then you fall in the lake, or you can go in the lake, or you can go in the water. Like the one difference is like
it's the exact same.
Yeah, it totally is, like because Rosalina's Ice World like technically would have been the first track to do that, because it was because the 3DS one was like the one that introduced water stuff. But it is yes, they're both totally that of like you're just gonna go underwater, you can go on the ice, and then like I think the difference they didn't they didn't keep in this one. The 3DS one is like, if you notice, like as each lap progresses, like that ice cap like slowly like breaks off,
Yeah.
to making it harder to get onto. In the 3DS version, that like ending ramp to go into that section is actually like a glide, so you can actually like glide and try and get back onto the ice and like stay on the ice. Where I think in this version, which was also I think the same in the Tour version, they just made it like a normal ramp, and you just like ramp, and it just kind of forces you into that water section now. I guess change it up a little bit, but yeah. Overall, it's like a fine track. I do like the music in that track a lot. It's pretty good music.
I like the music a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I love
really
Mario Galaxy music. So
yeah, all the Mario Galaxy visuals in that track look really great in 8's version as well.
So good.
So yeah, solid set of tracks. What was the last one I didn't mention? Piranha Plant Cove. This one's pretty fun because again, it kind of apes on that tour style that they've done with all the other ones, where like each lap is like a different area. And this one like kind of, I think the one thing I will say is like this one is the very much felt like the most like you could feel how like constrained or like simpler some of the tour tracks can be, because you are very much on like a pathway. Or even with like, to be fair with like, you know, some of the other tracks in Tour do this as well, but some of them also have like branching paths you can take. Like I think of that like a ninja track where you can go to like multi levels, and there's like some other city tracks where it's like you can kind of branch and go different directions, and it'll kind of lead you back here. Like this track has like not really a lot of that, where it's like you're kind of like on the straight and narrow. And it's like a very cool looking track because it's like you're like in underwater ruins. So there's like a lot of cool like underwater like areas, but then you're also going up into these like ancient kind of like temple looking areas at nighttime and stuff. So it looks cool and looks overall, but yeah, it was not. I think it was just sort of a fine compared to some of the other like more original tour tracks that we've gone before. I'd honestly say, because one interesting thing about this is there was now this has left a single original tour track in Mario Kart Tour that is not going to be carried over into this game, and it's Piranha Plant Pipeline, so it's still a Piranha Plant track. But I honestly think like that track was a little. It's not one of the ones where like it's like a tour track where it has like different routes each lap. But I think that honestly that track would be kind of more interesting to me, in compared to Piranha Plant Cove, just because it is like you literally have like the thing I was just talking about, where even though it is like you're kind of always going the same routes, it's like split up into these big pipes that you're like either like gliding into, or you're like already in them and you can like veer off into different directions. So like you're always kind of like sort of can be going completely different routes, which still ultimately lead to like the same place, but like it just feels a lot more dynamic because you have all those different pipe routes you can take. But yeah, I guess for whatever reason they just decided like, oh well, that track doesn't make the cut. And that's, maybe we'll see it in a future Mario Kart game, who knows? But that track just lives on in Tour, when it'll randomly show up like every like 4 or 5 months, just because how Tour works, with its random selection of tracks. So
I'm sure it'll be in the next Mario Kart game, though.
Yeah, it'll make sense for sure.
It'll be like one of the from another Mario Kart game tracks.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure, it makes sense. But other than tracks, we did get some other cool updates in the DLC. Did you play as any of the new characters?
I did. I played as Peachette.
Nice. Just heard her very weird like, oh right, like voice. Yeah. It's really weird because like that's how she sounds in Tour too. So like it wasn't like a choice in this game. It was a choice they made a while ago. And it was just weird.
Everything about Peachette is weird. Let's be real. It draws a lot of really uncomfortable parallels to evolution and natural selection and just a lot of stuff. But I didn't play anyone else new. I did spend, and I want to say this, I spent a good amount of time in the character menu staring at Wiggler on a motorcycle.
Hell yeah.
And being very upset about it. Just
what?
Like,
come on.
Just because he doesn't use his top arms to hold the bike in.
Yeah, he uses his middle.
He's got some hands up top.
He's free-handing it. He's ready. see, you'll see when you're playing as him. That's how he holds a item in one of those hands. So
that makes it worse. That makes it worse. But also,
powerful. He's like the Goro of Mario Kart, and I'm here for it.
His top two sets of hands are gloved, and then he has a third set of hands that are ungloved that are just there.
Yeah. He's just hey man, he just wants to free ball it sometimes. He's free balling with those extra set of hands. It's okay.
No
judgment for me.
Just again, spent a lot of time staring at it. Really uncomfortable.
I like the addition of Wiggler. He's fun.
It's great. I love it. Again, like Petey Piranha's there. It looks like a fucking monstrosity on a motorcycle, but I love it.
Yep.
I did spend a lot of time in the music menu though.
Hell yeah.
Banging out to some tracks, just like eating my food. Okay, let me just put on some Mario Kart music.
Throw on some music. Yeah, that's a great addition.
Love that, like the tracks that do have it have all of the like custom setting versions of the track. So it's like Dolphin Shoals. Of course, I was going to bring it up, y'all. 4 different versions of this track because it's like underwater, above water in the first half, and then underwater, above water in the second half.
Oh, like, nice!
Love that. Plus,
very cool.
The end or final lap version of everything, which is great.
Yeah, that's cool. Great. That's cool. That's cool that they have all that stuff in there. Yeah, that's a good addition. Another addition I just wanted to quickly note, which we hadn't seen yet, which I saw people point out, which I thought was actually really cool, is they actually added better online stuff to this. And specifically that they made it so the online stuff now works like, or they added the extra feature of how other online games on Nintendo do it, where you have like a code you can give other people to like join your lobby.
Instead of having to add friends.
Instead of having to like join people just exclusively from the friends list. So they just added that in. That's
so nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm glad they did that right at the end there. So that's cool. But yeah, I checked out all the different characters. I played a couple of them. My favorite by far was Pauline, just because when you play as Pauline, and you know how like each character has like multiple different trick animations and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So. And when you hit certain like bigger ramps, they'll do like a bigger, more animated one. Hers, she literally jumps out and pulls a microphone out of nowhere, and like spotlights shine on her, and she like actually sings. Like she'll like sing like a quick like, what up girl, like or whatever, and just like while she's tricking, and it's like
that's so fun.
And she'll do like, and she has like multiple like little like lines of music whenever you do that specific trick, and it's just like, wow, that's a cool little touch that they added for that. And like they always do like fun stuff with like the horns and stuff too. Like her horn is like a classic like sound from the Donkey Kong like arcade games, and nice. like just cool little like effects like that they do in the game every time when they add like characters like that. So that was really cool. Like I like that addition to her. And then like, Diddy Kong and Funky Kong were here too. They're fun. I like Funky Kong. Literally just like one of his trick animations is he pulls out a surfboard and like does like the like sexy like lounge pose for one of his tricks, which I thought was a really fun one. So amazing. Yeah.
Finally, Mario Kart 8 has funky mode.
Funky mode is here indeed. I love all the character additions. And they added like 1 billion Mii costumes as well. And all the Mii costumes, a bunch of them are from like Tor, because like Tor did like all kinds of like, here, get Mii costumes or whatever. But they all gave them like unique trick animations for each of the individual ones. Yeah, so when you play as like the blooper Mii costume, like the Mii will like jump up and like bloop around like a squid, or like they'll pretend like when there's like a one with a big coin block as on their head, and when they do like a punch up like animation that's all like blocky, like they're like in the like a 2D animation or whatever, and then they like all have like ones which was like also that's like awesome. Really cool. And I'm guessing like they just pulled all those from like Tor. I think they all have those in there probably. But still, there's still just like a fun thing to do that they did at the end there. But this overall like a solid final addition to this game across the board, from like the characters and all this stuff, and like the little music selection and the tracks and other stuff. So great ending way to send off, I think, the Mario Kart 8 DLC. And like I said at the top, like it feels pretty definitive, because if you complete the tracks in the like the Grand Prix mode or whatever, like it plays like an entirely new credits sequence. It's
really?
like updated. It has like its own it has like its own sequence where you like, it's a completely new credit sequence, and it has like its own music where like it does like the thing like the classic, like the original one did, where it plays like a medley of all the new music from the new DLC tracks and everything. So it's like, I feel like they did that too. Like it's pretty definitive like ending, right? Like I feel like they wouldn't do that otherwise. You know what I mean?
The only thing I will say that they should have added to this, because I do think they did a great job, is little bonus features. Didn't even know about the group code.
Yeah.
But the only thing that they should have added that I don't think they did, as far as I know, is like a full 96 track binge mode.
Oh,
like
yeah. I'm not sure if they did either.
Like the Rock Band full playlist mode that is like insanity. But like just a 96. Hey, the next 6 hours, block it out.
Block it out. You're just playing every single track.
Because
marathon and through it. Yeah.
Just shuffled, like absolute. You no idea what's coming next.
Yeah.
For how many points would that total out to be?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't see anybody mention that, so I'm guessing they probably didn't. But
that would be fun.
It would have been. It would have
been.
It would have been fun if they did like a proper. I think more likely you can probably just do up to like the 48 or whatever, which I think is what they had before. But yeah, that would have been cool for sure. But yeah, overall though, yeah, solid way to end the DLC. I think them kind of doing that definitive kind of end with the DLC with the credits, and obviously they're not really. Mario Kart Tour is still kind of ongoing, but they're not like making new content for it, is basically how it is. So it's kind of like maintenance mode
seasons at this point, right?
Yeah, that's what they started with. I think it started like in October. Was basically they're just doing the same little like bi-weekly tours or whatever they are.
Take that, FOMO.
But now it's just basically just maintenance mode. So it really does seem like that they're ready to move on to this next thing. So again, I think we could just talk about like what we want to see out of the future of Mario Kart now. But it's interesting to say, because like they can,
where do they go from
where
here?
do they go?
Brothers, right?
We could easily have some like pie or egg on our face when a year from now we're like, hey, they ported Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and they're just gonna do a whole new set of tracks for that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's what's gonna happen, just because they ended this so definitively. But you never know. There's still plenty of tracks, even though like there's 96 tracks in this game. Let me tell you, there's still a shit ton of stuff they can pull from Mario Kart Tour specifically. Like it's wild to say that. Like, shout out to Tris over at Game Explain. I don't remember the exact number, but they put together like they went through each Mario Kart game themselves, and like, here's the tracks that are still not brought over, that aren't here in Mario Kart 8. But then they eventually got to Tour, and were like, oh yeah, even with all the tracks they remade for Tour from previous games, I think there was still something like 80 tracks or something like that. It was still like enough to be like a full other video game, basically.
Yeah. I mean, like, Mario Kart games outside of 8 never have this many tracks.
Yeah.
You gotta like, like Tour is a weird thing in mobile games and whatever, and you can't play all of them at any given time anyways. So
yeah, exactly.
Like, think about Mario Kart as like, all right, here are the 16 tracks for Mario Kart. Like, imagine trying to sell Mario Kart 9 as a baseline 16 track. Even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't have new tracks. It had new battle tracks, but it had just the ones that the DLC that the original game had gotten, which was 8 times 2, 16 new tracks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Versus, I guess it's more than 16. It's twice that. It's 32 tracks would be the base Mario Kart. So that was GameCube, Wii, DS, 3DS, and 8 all launched with 32 tracks. And that was like the baseline.
I didn't even think some of those had that many either. Like I think GameCube only had like,
it might have had less.
I think the first game to have 32 tracks,
Mario Kart DS.
Yeah, it was either the DS one or the Wii one. I think it was like the first to do that many, where they split it into having the 16 brand new tracks and then usually like 16 like kind of like remade or updated tracks for those games,
which works great.
Yeah,
and they could certainly, like, I don't know what the gimmick. It's weird to think of like the gimmick of Mario Kart.
That's what I was thinking too, of just like that's like the biggest thing, where it's like I honestly don't think they need to. I mean, there's definitely two sides to me here, where like one is like I honestly may be in the minority or just the sicko of like I could honestly just take like a game that looks like Mario Kart 8 at Deluxe. It just has all the things that Mario Kart 8 essentially has, and it could be essentially Mario Kart 8, but it's just new tracks. It's just like here's 16 new or like the 16 brand new, entirely new tracks, and then like a bunch of remake tracks to start off with the 32, or maybe like bump it up to like the base deluxe where it's like 48. So we get what, like 24, I think, brand new tracks, and then like a bunch of remade tracks, and maybe just start there, and then just go and then just keep adding stuff to it, like do DLC updates that add like new tracks and then some maybe classic tracks and remake tracks, and like I honestly wouldn't hate that. I know that would not be maybe the most exciting thing they could do.
I just don't think that's what they're going to do, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like, I think, like, maybe
Nintendo hates doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
usually.
Yeah, like the only other thing I could think of, and maybe this is too simple, is just like, I could see them maybe doing the maybe expanding out like things they've already introduced, where it's like you have underwater and you have gliding, but maybe now you can also have like driving on the water, and also like free actual proper flight. So you can maybe have tracks that are have tracks like that, like incorporate all that stuff. So like, hey, maybe through this section you could drive on top of the water, but you could also go underwater at any time, and then that like changes the routes you can take through this particular track. Or maybe like you can glide into this section starts as a gliding section, but then if you like veer off into this like updraft or whatever, you like turn into like you can fly around and like skip around through different sections into a track. Like maybe
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, like it basically, they just do like Diddy Kong Racing, or that like Sonic racing game that came out a few years ago,
Transformed,
which was still pretty sick. And like they could essentially do that, and I think that could still be cool, because then you can have like you can still have, of course, like anti-grav, and then like maybe introduce like some new interesting items and stuff.
Proper flight would be fun. I like little airplanes that people can fly around in, like Diddy Kong. Like that's so fun to me.
Yeah, or they could do that too, where it's just like, rather than, they could go full Donkey Kong, where it's not like you're doing it actively through the middle of a race. You could have like, here's your kart racing tracks, here's your like your flying tracks, and here's like your on water, underwater tracks, and you have like different vehicles to do that. Where, like you said, it would basically be Diddy Kong Racing, or like they could go either of those routes, and I think that could be cool, I guess, and like. That could still have weird anti-gravity stuff in it too, of course. Or maybe they just leave anti-gravity to Mario Kart 8 and then just have it be that, and then you just have different stuff in that.
I'd be sad to see it go, but I'd understand, because it is like, if it lives only in Mario Kart 8, it makes this game more special. Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, I don't know where they land on that, because like the other thing I'm worried about, which again I think this is also, again, like you said the Smash problem of like, if they revert back too much, then you have the potential of them just having to like, they do a new thing, but then you're just getting a bunch of the tracks we've probably already played a bunch, slightly modified for these new things, and like how exciting is that, or how cool is that, like how much will that excite people overall, compared to like seeing brand fresh new things. So yeah, that's always a thing. Like I know this is always a topic too of like the idea of a Super Smash Brothers cart. Like I get that that's like cool from like the crossover world and like seeing that because obviously it's fun in Smash Brothers but like from like an actual gameplay perspective, like I don't know how much that would like mix it up for just playing a kart racer. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
I mean, to their credit, they did do a phenomenal job with all their guest levels, save for maybe the Animal Crossing level, which is the most normal.
And I think they could get away with just continuing to do that rather than like try and make like I guess like make it like a gameplay thing where like like we've added Metroid stuff and now like Samus can like fly around in her cart, but like other characters are still just driving around. Like I don't know how they could like make that like be more interesting, I guess, or something like that, I guess is what I'm thinking of, where like I don't think like I'd rather them like if they were to incorporate these characters, I'd rather still just be kind of like a Mario Kart, like I'm racing around a track themed around things, like it's like almost like a theme park race level more thing like they do in this game, rather than them try and be like, oh, because we're on like what Smash Bros does a little bit where it's like they want to incorporate the ideas that the series introduced in like a gameplay perspective into their move sets, where like I don't think that translates as well into like a Mario Kart where they like try and put like level or like gameplay aspects into like the racing itself. They can maybe do something in like individual tracks while you're just like racing around on a Mario Kart track. And I think that could still totally work.
That's what I think. I think you just got to do it. You look at it from just a stages point of view. Like we don't need a Smash Ball item.
Yeah, totally.
Although, but yeah, I just want to see like, oh, like this is a Star Fox level where the flying parts you're like gliding from R wing to R wing or something like that.
Yeah,
like there's so much fun opportunity for a fun track that I'd love to see it happen, even if we never got like Star Fox as like a kart racer. Like that's fine,
right? Yeah. I think they can still do that within the confines of just like it's a Mario Kart game. Mm-hmm. Here's some more crossover tracks, and you can have fun in those.
Two cups that are like this is the two crossover cups. They're weird and wacky, and then everything else is back to normal. Yeah,
and I think they could definitely make some across like because they have obviously here with like the Zelda track, and then F-Zero tracks, and like they could maybe do like some Splatoon proper Splatoon like tracks, or some Kirby tracks, or like Pinkman tracks. I think could be really fun. So definitely avenues in that thing they can do, but I just don't think like they would pivot to do like Smash Brothers Kart. It would just be like, here's Mario Kart, new Mario Kart game, and now also, by the way, it has all these fun crossover things like the other Mario Kart game we did, because that's fun. So I think that is, but yeah, it's hard to really know what they're gonna do next with Mario Kart. It's like.
I know we'll be hyped as soon as we hear like that and it cuts to like a track or something. It'll be like, here we go. What's going on? What's Mario Kart?
What's this game? What is? Yeah, I will definitely be popping off whenever we see that game. I think it'll still be a little bit of time, like but it's always very interesting to know where Mario Kart's gonna go next. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 definitely paved the way for all this stuff.
It's like I was looking it up because I wanted to, in reflection of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Right. Like Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U May 30th, 2014. Right. And then the DLC for Mario Kart 8, I don't even know when that came out. I think it was like a year later.
So yeah, I pulled the stuff up too. So it was the important lineage of Mario Kart 8 DLC. I have it here, right here.
Yeah.
The first one, most important, Mercedes-Benz Cross Mario Kart 8.
Oh yeah.
Came out August 27th, 2014. But then after that, yeah, it was basically like the half year after that, where November 2014 was when the Zelda and all the first set of tracks came out. Then April the following year, 2015, is when the Animal Crossing and those updates came. So 2015 was when we got like the last like Wii U DLC for Mario Kart. And then of course we got Deluxe in 2017.
The first year of the Switch, you know.
First year of the Switch, the banger year, of course, everyone knows. And then I think Deluxe got some like small little free updates and things like that, but nothing like substantial.
The battle mode got totally reworked.
Right. Yes.
It was like more of like a race battle mode where you were like 4 people on a full track originally, versus like the kind of standard battle mode that Mario Kart has always had, where it's like these weird kind of cathedral-esque open tracks and then you have to go pop balloons. But they added a bunch of new modes in this battle mode. They opened up the player counts. I think it was up to 8, maybe even 16 players. And they have the balloon pop mode, but there's also like one where you have infinite bombs and you just have to hit.
And you're just throwing people at them.
Nice. The one that I ended up playing a lot was like the shine sprite mode, where it was basically like tag or reverse tag, where you would have to get close to someone and steal the shine, and then you have to drive away from them and just have it for the longest amount of time. And they have to get close to you.
I remember that.
To steal it back. So fun. I know you're not a huge fan of Mario Kart Battle Mode. I used to play a lot with my brothers growing up, so I didn't necessarily like it, but I had a lot of nostalgia for it.
For sure.
And yeah, I think the deluxe version really made Battle Mode way more fun. But outside of that, I think like the only thing they added was like King Boo, maybe one other character.
They were like King Boo.
$60,
I don't think were Inklings in
Inklings as
base
well.
Mario Kart, or no, I don't think they were.
They weren't, because the battle mode has a Splatoon map.
Right. Yeah.
Which is really cool, and the music is excellent.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That just got me thinking too. Again, like maybe something to see in a future Mario Kart game would be, again, battle mode would probably be there, but like more modes that are like tied to like the racing, that like mix up the actual racing on the tracks could be really interesting.
Sure. Yeah.
Just like, maybe people didn't like it because how they set it up, we didn't have a proper battle mode in base 8, but like the idea of like having like a race that's more about like having those battle mode elements incorporated into it, because I think could be interesting, where it's like, oh, you have balloons and you have to like be racing, but also like be wary of items, and like you're kind of doing like elimination things, or like one thing I do thought was kind of fun about Tour was they like that's not really based off like rank or like getting first place or last place. It's like it benefits you too, but there's also like it like scores you on like the amount of tricks you've done or items you've collected, or like if you like blocked an item hitting you, or like destroyed somebody else's item on the street, like that would give you different kinds of points and scores and stuff. So I think like maybe having like a proper mode like that in a full game could be interesting as like a side mode, where it's like more about like getting scores and really like trying to like map out a track and what kind of route you want to take to like maximize your score or something like that. Could be really fun.
That's like another thing to like Mario Kart 8 as a whole. It was important when it first came out because it had the super horn, which is like, hey, we can put an item in that can cancel out the blue shell, right? This it was N64 the first blue shell game.
I think so. No, I think it might have been. It might have been in the Super Mario Kart. I think it might have been, or something equivalent to it was, I thought, but maybe not.
Either way, it's this blue specter that's haunted us for years, decades, and it sucks and nobody likes it. But everyone is like kind of willing to admit that it's necessary to the rubber band. Like there needs to be something for the person that's 28 miles ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
But they put this defensive item. I want to see them do more of that in the next Mario Kart. More defensive items, like a shield or something, Yeah,
I was thinking of like what kind of cool little items they could add in general. The first thing that popped into my mind was like probably just because Mario Wonder just came out, and that I was thinking of that was the Jurl mushroom. Elephant I mean,
sweeps the turtles away.
I mean, Elephant Mario would be just a fun like racer to like play as. So I'd be totally down for that. You get like way
heavier for a little bit of time, so you
can build or even if it's not just like a power up, but even if it's just like he's just a racer you play as.
Like Cat Mario and Cat Peach and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But I was also thinking of you get like the drill mushroom in Wonder.
And you can duck.
Yeah, and you basically like go underground and dodge something. I thought it'd be fun too because like I could think you could see it as like you dodge like a red shell is coming for you and you dodge under and there's somebody in front of you so the red shell just redirects that person. Like I think that could be really fun and strategic way to use that.
Was it Mario Kart 7 had the feather? Let you jump items, jump to avoid stuff.
So yeah, I think that was in 7. I know it's in Tour as well, but I don't think it's in. I don't know if it's in 8. But I think in Tour you can only use it in the battle mode, but which makes sense.
Oh, but yeah, it's not in 8. But I remember it from another Mario Kart.
Yeah, it wasn't another Mario Kart. And yeah, there's definitely items from previous Mario Kart games, and even in Tour that I think would be fun to see like come back. I don't know if like adding too many of them would get maybe too chaotic, but like I always liked like the super big Bowser shell from Double Dash, and that's so fun. And that's also in Tour where like it's just huge and flies around. I like the giant banana that the Donkey Kong and them had.
I mean, I was gonna say like I like all of those character duo specific items. Like I think those should definitely come back. Especially, it makes it way more fun to have a lot of characters. I know it's like, and this is your own goddamn fault, Nintendo, where it's like, well, Peachette, Peach, and Rose Gold Peach, and Baby Peach, like, and Cat Peach, like, which items, like, well, maybe don't put any fucking peaches in there. Maybe add costumes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like Tor solved this as just like they just treat all the shit as like costumes, kind of more or less.
Pink Gold
where
Peach.
Like that's something I definitely wouldn't mind them seeing in the next one too. Is just like make them all like a single character and then just give me like costumes I can unlock or something like that. Or
thank you. Maybe
even like look. Maybe I'm taking this down a dark path, and that's because again I'm a sicko. But I would totally be down for like a Mario Kart game that had a little bit more live servicey things where it's just like,
oh my god, don't say that.
Give you a Mario Kart Battle Pass. I'd be kind of down for it.
The bubble is popping right now, Mike. You cannot be making these jokes.
I'd be down. I'd buy the season 2 Mario Kart 9 Battle Pass where I can get like green Guigi skin for Luigi and
Nintendo announces its first round of layoffs as
too real.
New business model fails
spectacularly. I don't know. I honestly don't think that like considering how thirsty people are for Nintendo shit in general, I don't think it would.
Oh no, you're probably right.
They would be like.
I just like
somehow Mario Kart 9 beat out Mario Kart 8 sales in like 3 weeks because they added a battle pass or something.
Oh my god. No, the gamers they have too much gamer rage. They just get pissed about it.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, there's bring some other items from the previous games would be fun. Like something that was in Mario Kart 7 was the Tanuki tail. That was really fun item you could get in there. And that was also like you said, like a defensive item where like you could like drive up right next to a person and like swat somebody with it and it could hit them. But more so than anything, it was just nice to like, shells are coming for me. I can just spam the tail real quick and just like block some shells or like destroy some bananas or something. So yeah, the fun stuff like that would be cool as well to see.
We're probably gonna lose the Crazy 8 because that was kind of a Mario Kart 8 thing. But
yeah, that's true.
I love that item.
I mean,
you never see it because you're never in
they
last
could.
place,
I mean, they technically could spin it because Mario Kart 7 had it in that, and it was called the Lucky. It was called the Lucky 7. It was called the Lucky 7 in that, and then Mario Kart 8 had the 8. So maybe they can make it like the Super 9 or something like that. I don't know if they could. I don't know how they'd swing it then, but
they'd do something like that.
They could. You're right. They could figure it out.
Yeah.
Just throwing out random things here. For else we would like to see from a future game. What else? What kind of? Are there any like just track ideas at all you'd have? I know we talked about like some spin-off ones. Like Star Fox one would be cool. Like a Pinkman one would be cool. I definitely agree with that.
I mean, we got to go through the Odyssey course. Like, it's crazy to think that we have not had an opportunity to do that yet.
That would be awesome.
like,
I mean, we even have like 3D world courses. So like, there's definitely tons of Mario games now. Like, obviously, Wonder just came out, so like that would be amazing tracks too, based off of that game.
Totally. We do not have a New Donk City track. Like,
Yeah,
racing through the city streets of New Donk City. Are you kidding me? I think the only reason that is not in this DLC is because it's definitely a track in the next game. Like,
yeah,
it is
for sure.
That track has been designed at least in prototype, and it will be in the next game for sure. It's just too good not to do it, especially if you like go up into the skyscrapers and you're like flying or something. Like, it'd be so cool. But yeah, I mean, a cool one would be the Bowser's Fury water world area.
Yeah,
and like just driving around that would be really cool. Maybe with a giant Fury Bowser.
Yeah,
causing random hazards in the background.
Yeah, like you get to like lap 2 and Fury Bowser shows up and causes havoc and messes up the track or something like that. That could be cool.
Castle in Mario Kart 8, right, with the Bowser statue, but more contextualized.
Yeah, that could be really cool. I was thinking of just like a Mario Wonder level where there's just like if you drive through certain areas and there's like a wonder seed you can like jump into, and that like takes you to like different track, and that takes you to like into like a wonder seed like version of the track. That like makes it all like loopy and weird, or adds weird hazards or other things like that. That could be super fun as well. So yeah, there's definitely tons of stuff they could do. Still with like new original tracks, and then there's like updating updating tracks to more current things. Like I would have liked to have seen I'm sure there's definitely tracks I'm forgetting of, but like I would still love to see like an updated version of the N64 Bowser Castle. That track was just cool, and like I think they could do a lot more with it, with like a lot of the more current Mario Kart stuff with like gliding and anti-grav and stuff. Good track, music track as well from there. What else? I can't think of. I'm sure there's definitely tracks I'm forgetting. Like I said, there's so many that have not made it over, and just tons of stuff.
Look at either of the two major Mario games that have come out of Wonder and Odyssey, and like just do all those levels. Straight up do the dragon level from Odyssey for no better reason than to ride a
show the
dragon.
Yeah. I'd be down.
Totally. The point being, like, as farmed out as these 96 tracks feel, like there's much.
They can absolutely
so much left.
And that's definitely the exciting thing of like a new proper game is like I feel like there's also that apprehension where we're sitting here and be like, what could they do? I don't know what they could do. And like honestly, let's be real. That first trailer plays and they have any of these ideas in it, we're gonna be like, holy shit!
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we'll be hyped.
And it'll have all this stuff and probably like way cooler, better things that we will never think of.
Exactly.
Right?
Than our two dumbasses will like figure out.
Nintendo is very good at like, okay, here's the new thing. I still think about that first Mario Odyssey trailer when Mario went into the brain of a frog. Right?
Yeah, and you're just like,
the coolest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the first Mario Wonder trailer, which is much more recently, of like that. When you see Mario just trip balls and a pipe start worming around.
Yeah, start worming around, and you're just like, what? And then he's like an elephant and a spike ball and a goo blob all within like 30 seconds. And you're just like,
yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, huh? Holy crap.
It does get me like excited, like the idea of driving it, like for like if they did a Zelda track again, right? Like they probably do Hyrule Field or something from, or like like Zora's Domain, like something cool from Breath of the Wild 2: The Kingdom's world, and being able to like drive around that world.
Yeah,
in Mario Kart,
they could do something really cool. Yeah. That could be really rad if they do something with that for sure. Like a Zelda track in that, or like a. What if they get even?
Like
what if
a new Animal Crossing track? Like
what if they got even meta with it here? All right, here we go.
Okay.
We're talking about a Smash Brothers like idea for Mario Kart. Why not just make a Smash Brothers track? and you're just while you're driving around, other Nintendo characters are just like fighting each other, like they're in Smash Brothers. Like characters are like doing their super, like somebody gets like a Smash ball and like shoots something on the track or something like that, and it's a bunch of and you're playing as Mario characters, and the other Nintendo characters are like fighting in the background or something. That alone could be sick. That could be sick. And super and weird and meta in a fun way that like no one would have expected. That could be fun.
And they're more into like Nintendo for sure is more into that kind of stuff now versus like 2014 when this game first came out. Certainly, for sure. It's this team. I think like the Mario Kart team, very similar to the Zelda team, is like they are probably on top of their game right now, especially that music team. And they were before, like we're about to talk about the original Mario Kart 8 tracks. Like, I'm so excited to see them just have a fully fresh, open palette to paint, and they're gonna have such fun. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what all that's what awaits us. But I think We talked about kind of again the lineage of Mario Kart 8 where we got stuff.
So many tracks we got to go through.
Yeah,
we got to start.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, we went through all of that, so I think we've kind of hit everything. So I think it is time that we rank
those.
We rank some Mario Kart 8 tracks. So let me switch this over here real quick to our to the tier list. We have put together the list we are about to put together. So you can see I will read out for audio listeners. The video version you can see that you'll see us doing it in real time. But for audio listeners, just to give you an idea, we have our tier list. I'll read it from top to bottom. Top tier.
You're going to be upset. Okay?
You're going to be upset, and I'm going to tell you, deal with it. Oh. What's that audio?
It is an advertisement playing on my computer.
Oh no!
Thank you, tier list. Sorry, I muted that.
I'm still getting it. Is it on my end?
Oh, wait. I play it Safari. There you go.
There we go.
I don't know where the ad even is, so I just muted my browser.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Anyway, that was fun. Music jump scare for that.
Music jump scare. Be careful when you got two producers because all my audio routing is going to get in there too.
Yep. But yeah, the Mario Kart music tracks are tracks we have. We're ranking these from we'll talk about the music, we'll talk about the tracks themselves. We're gonna do every track that's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all the DLC, all the original tracks. So we have our tier list here. I'll read it down again as I was saying. Goated music is our top listed here. Best is the next one. Then we have fun, decent, snooze fest. And then we're just going to kick it off right here and put it at the very bottom. Baby Park at the bottom. That's right. I'm putting it there. Come after me. This track is lame. And people who like it a lot, I think, are also just kind of lame. Because I think there are so much more interesting and creative tracks in Mario Kart as an entire franchise. And people who sit here and say it's the best track across the series are insane.
That is insane, but I will say, come to the side with me, listeners. I love you as well. I like Baby Park, but I also know Mike hates it, so I don't get it.
I don't
want to fight about it, so let's just put it at the bottom. It's fine.
It's the bottom.
I really don't care.
It's the bottom. Hey, and I'll say this though. You brought it up as putting it at the very bottom. I did, so I wasn't even going to put. I was even going to put this here, but you said
it.
And I was
way funnier if we did it.
You're right. You're right. It's way funnier and better
because people are very weird about Baby Park.
Exactly. The people are way cling to its pearls for this track in a way that I'm just like, I don't get it, dog. Clutch of their pearls or whatever.
Baby Park.
Like whatever, man. I get it's wacky because a bunch of people are racing around at the same time, but I think they're just so many more creative and interesting tracks and just as chaotic as that is, in my opinion, in more interesting ways But anyway, yeah, it's going there. People can deal with it. That's our first ranking, baby.
Here's the thing: since you're starting off with your hot take, Mario Kart hot take, can I throw one of mine out there? We don't necessarily have to rank it, and I'm conflicted, so it's not that hot. But
okay.
So the Zelda track, what is it called? Hyrule Circuit.
I think it's Hyrule Circuit or Hyrule Circuit. Yep.
I don't like the music for this track.
Okay. All right.
Which I feel like a lot of people really I hear nothing but praise for it.
I kind of get what you're saying though. Like it's just kind of
the rock and roll take on Zelda theme. I just am not a fan of.
Sure,
but the track is great. I will say it's super fun. The little secret path.
It is a fun track. Yeah, I like the
use of sound effects.
Sound effects. The use of the sound effects. Like I like the little like sword kind of shortcut you can open up.
Yes,
awesome. The gems. Really, it's a fun little touch.
I just wish I liked the music.
I kind of actually agree with you there. Of just like it's not. I don't. It's not that I don't dislike the music, but I think it's not that interesting nowadays.
I would have much preferred them like apply the jazz stylings of Mario Kart 8 to Zelda versus like, oh, this is Zelda, so we're gonna kind of
get
a themed thing around it.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a Zelda theme we've also heard like so much time and time again, where it makes sense for this very standard one. But yeah, like I agree with like if they do another Zelda track in a future Mario Kart game, I'd love to see something done differently with how they approach the music, and I feel like they would just because of Breath of the Wild has been such a
totally
formative thing.
Vibe. Yeah, totally different. So
exactly,
that's my hot take. It bums me out every time I play that track of like I love Zelda music so much. Do not like this version.
Yeah,
at all.
So like I'm down to just rank it because here like sure. I'll see what you think. I'm thinking either decent or fun tier. Where are you at?
Fun for sure.
Fun tier, yeah. I'm good with that.
You're still smiling when you're playing that track,
Still definitely has a fun vibe to it. I agree.
But there's a hot take for you.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pick another track here. Let's scroll down here and see how many we got. Okay, oh boy, right. There's so many. Since we gave our hot take on Baby Park and hot take, I'll pick one good one that I really like.
So many.
Again, it's from the original Wii U DLC. I'm gonna go with Wild Woods. That track is
good.
It's really good.
So good.
I don't know if I want to go immediately because I feel like we can just do this for so many tracks, but I'm already feeling that goated music track for Wild Woods.
Really good.
Its music is really good. The track itself is just super fun and like it's just
so creative.
It's such a different vibe because it's like you're driving up this massive tree and it's like a Shy Guy village in the trees. And yeah, it has like the music has like a very like a Ghibli vibe in a way that like a lot of the music doesn't, like a lot of the other game like music in the game doesn't have, right? But like it still fits, and like I think that's really cool how they like incorporate all that stuff. I like when you're flying and the music is going and you hear like the Shy Guys doing stuff in the back and it like fits in with the music with like they're making Shy Guy noise and it fits in with the music.
Similar thing in Shy Guy Falls. Both tracks, I think are great. Yeah,
both single track. But
when you're going up the waterfall, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool sequence there.
And then you go down the waterfall.
And then you go down it again, and Shy Guy Falls is very good as well.
So good, yeah. I mean, all of those that first set, like the Wii U DLC. I mean, they're all real good. Yeah. Hyrule Circuit. Say what I will about the music. It's such a cool track. You get the Deku Babas instead of the piranha plants,
hanging out. Yeah, you pick up rupees and stuff off the track. It's very fun.
We like Mario Kart a lot.
Yeah.
Spoilers, everybody.
Yeah, surprise. But yeah, I'm putting Wild Woods in coded music. I'm feeling it. That's definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
so good.
And in general, I'd say it's like just like one of my favorite original Mario Kart 8 tracks.
Agreed.
That they made, like brand new tracks they made for 8 when it originally released in the DLC and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you got?
I played a lot of the Mario Kart 8, like core OG Mario Kart 8 tracks today.
Hell
so
yeah.
They're very, very much on my mind. Mario Kart Stadium, which is like the basic bitch track of this
very
game,
good,
is so good.
It's
like,
so good.
We're gonna talk some shit about some of these not Mario Kart Stadium basic bitch tracks,
yeah.
Both Mario Circuit in this game and Mario Kart Stadium, I think, are like such great departures from standard intro Mario Kart tracks.
Yeah, and this one's just like it's like a fun, like you said, it's like this one really exemplifies that of like you're really, it's like a big stadium and they're like celebrating like this as like almost like a weird sport, which they've never really shown, and like you're like people are like watching them race, or I guess it's like the actual people. There's like toads and other things, and they're like treating it as this like big sport.
They're not people, Mike.
But just like having this like cool like massive stadium for this like big event. And I think it's always just fun in general. Like when Nintendo has done that in a lot of their games, like
totally.
Sword and Shield,
the punch out level in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and then I was thinking of like Pokemon Sword and Shield, where like the actual Pokemon battles like take place in stadiums. Like just whenever they do that vibe in like Nintendo games as of recent, they just always nail it. And I feel like Mario Kart 8, it's like yes, they nailed it again. Incredible music in that track.
I wouldn't put this in the goated tier, but I would put it in the best tier for sure.
I'm with you on that. I'm cool with that.
So good.
Very, very good.
That whole
solid
first,
track to kick it off.
That first set of 4, Water Park, Sweet Sweet Canyon, and Swamp Ruins, are also bangers, I think, so.
I was gonna say yes, and I would continue with those, and I'll say like I would consider out of all 4 of those in that first one, like Swamp Ruins is probably like another one of my favorite like original tracks across the game. I just think again it has like it's like a cool, unique, like you're in just like this big ruins area, and there's like swamps everywhere, and like all the iconography, and just like the I like that you have that like big turnabout section that starts with like a big wheel that you're like avoiding. You can go up on the wall to avoid it, or if you're like good enough, once you like play the track enough, you can like just do like a tight like turn drift right past the wheel by it on like the left side rather than going up on the wall, and just feels really good. And you have that cool open area where you can like go underwater or go up on the walls to like dodge swamps and stuff. Just I just like that, like the layout of that track. It just feels fun and cool. The music again, very good. Again, I would probably put that in the best tier. Cool. Not goated music, but I would go best for that.
Cool. We both like this track a lot, I think. Electrodrome.
Electrodrome.
I mean, this gets the bonus points. You get more 0G. Always love it.
Yeah, and I love the splitting paths that like kind of go different directions. I think is always really cool.
But the
good
music
use of the anti-grav
goes with your movement. Like when you come out of the split path, and it's like those 3 steps to get to the launcher.
Yeah,
and it's like dun dun dun, and as you fall down the steps, and it makes the big music, and it lights up the platforms. So good.
Yeah,
it's just
good. The whole like dance, like rave dance party going on through the whole track. Yeah, awesome track. Where would you want to put it?
I'd probably put that in like the best and fun, somewhere between there. I don't know if I'm goated on that. Just I'm trying to be very not liberal with my goated picks.
Yes, yeah, I know. I'm definitely trying to like keep that in there. Although I do have like the next one. I think I might go goated.
Okay,
but
sure.
I'll put Electrodrome in fun tier. That's where I'm feeling it. I do like that track a lot as well. Good music, cool, like interesting vibe. All right, goated track.
Yes.
Next one up for me, and this is more of like as a full package of a track, and that is Mount Wario. Wario is such a fucking good track, and it's so cool that you're just like, and it's just you start off at the top of a mountain, and it's like a whole section
in an airship
in a freaking airplane, and you like drop off, then you drive into it, and like it's still like one of my all-time favorite shortcuts in a Mario Kart game is when you first hit that ice section, and then there's like a big turnabout. But if you hit your drift right, there's like a tiny little ledge, and you can hit this, and you can hit it and just skip that whole U-turn and go right into the tunnel, and it just feels so good to hit that every time once you like get that down. It's like one of my favorite shortcuts in a Mario Kart game, period.
Totally.
And of course you go into the tunnels, and the music kind of like changes and gets a little bit more dramatic because you're like in these like water rapids, and you can like fly up on the wall. Just a whole cool sequence when you like drive across the side of a freaking dam. So it's like, what is that like in a Mario Kart game? That's like crazy. And then go through that whole snow sequence down the slopes. And it's just like such a cool ending where like music like picks up, and you're like going down a big ramp, and you're flying through, and everybody's kind of coming in the end. Just such a fun, cool track, and I just love how it builds and goes through that whole sequence. Yeah.
There's not a lot of those, single lap tracks, right? Like you're just going to the end. Yeah, I think they're all really cool.
Yeah. They started doing them in the 3DS, and the couple that are in the 3DS are fun tracks. But I think this really like elevated where like again they use the music to kind of like fit the moments that you're like racing through the track, and it's way more like dynamic because you're having like anti-grav incorporated this, and like multiple like kind of pathways integrated into the track in way more interesting ways. So like it just top tier track in my opinion in this game still to this day.
I'll throw out my y'all. Everybody already knows Dolphin Shoals.
I love
Dolphin Shoals.
I'll throw up there for you, just for you. It's fine. I'm ready for it.
I don't even have to see your screen to know where it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you come out of the water after like a very cool multi-part, like where you have all these different like paths you can take across these like eels underwater, and you have the pipes bubbling, and it's like you can get jumps off the pipe and get boosts, and then on the last eel as it's like wiggling, you can like pop on its top fin and boost off of the same jump like over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's really fun.
That fucking feels really good. And then you come out of the water right there, and it's just like the saxophone.
The saxophone just smacks you in the fucking face. You're just like, yeah.
It's like absolute hard, loud slap in the face. And I'm like, I'm awake.
Yeah,
yes,
let's go.
It's awesome. I love the vibe. And you get like the metal pan, like like beachy music. I just love it so much.
Yeah. So such a great one. I agree. It's fun. It's a fun tropical vibe, and like there's definitely been like beachy, like summery tracks in Mario Kart games and previous, but I think this has definitely been like easily like the best one. That's like
it's not leaning on the sunshine aesthetic, right? Like which I love. To be fair, I love, but like it's its own unique thing. Like when I think of Dolphin Shoals, like it's separate from like, oh, that's the Mario Sunshine track. Like,
absolutely.
No, it's its own thing, and I love that.
Yeah, I agree. Great track.
Hear that saxophone in my dreams.
Yeah, hear it in the dreams. So I'm gonna go into some booster course pass levels because we definitely have a lot of those to go through as well.
We have a lot of everything.
Yeah, we have a lot to go through. I'm gonna go for a track I would put in the best tier, and it is probably, I would say, one of, not the best, but one of the best city tracks, tour city tracks that came over in it. And I think how they did the varying laps was like perfect. Was Singapore Speedway.
Yeah, Singapore level is great.
I'm gonna put that in the best tier. Because again, I just love how they really used the multi, each lap being a different part of the track in the best ways. Because you have the first lap where you freaking fly up onto the top of a freaking skyscraper, and it's like a one of those, I forget what like specific kind of pools they're called, but it's like there's like Goombas in this pool on top of the skyscraper that you're driving around, and the music kicks in. The music's really good. It's all like techno-y. And then you fly down, and then you go through like some city streets, and then on the second lap you go into like a Chinatown like inspired kind of area, and the music changes, and it's really good. And then I love that like it doesn't repeat a lap. You then go like it turns into a section track from there where you like literally like fly across the big lake, and there's like the water geysers, and then it turns to lap 3, and then you go through like that crazy light bridge that's like an actual place in Singapore. I don't know the names of these landmarks, but it's a cool sequence, and you like go back through the Chinatown one more time. It just incorporates like all of the best elements of that track already in a fun way, and you go through them like multiple times, which I appreciate across the track. And yeah, good music. Again, I think it was like the best implementation of that tour style for sure. In here.
Let's knock out from these end ones the ones I have not played.
Okay.
I want you to rank Rome Avanti, Piranha Plant Cove, Daisy Circuit, and Madrid Drive. Those are the 4 that I did not play.
Okay. So yeah, I can knock those out real quick. Rome Avanti, I would put in a decent, or actually, yeah, I'd put that decent because I think they just could have done more interesting stuff with it.
Okay.
Daisy Circuit, I'm gonna put in fun because like again it's a fun track. It's pretty simple, but I think the music carries that track. The updated music they did to that, because it's very like I don't know how to like really describe it, because like I want to say it's like elevator sounding like music, but like it's like in a good way. It's like really it's really chill. It's really well done, like update to that music. I definitely would recommend just listening to it, because it's like, ooh, you hear it, and I was like, oh, it's a good update to that song. Madrid Drive, I'll also throw in fun, because I think again it does a pretty decent job of like having each lap that's a different route feel like distinct and kind of fun, compared to like some other ones. And then what you say, Piranha Plant Cove was the last one. I'll put that in decent as well, because again it just feels it's I think it looks cool visually, and the music is like decent, not like it's no like Dolphin Shoals or anything like that, where it's like it's like changing when you're going underwater and out of the water, unfortunately. But it has like a lot of cool like underwater like tropical vibes, where you see like in the thumbnail, it has the big eel. There's a whole like final lap where like that can like comes out of like this rock and is like swimming around through the section you're in. There's a cool shortcut in one part where you have a mushroom, you like boost up onto like the ruins of like a pirate ship underwater. You just drive up it, and kind of like ramp off like a part of it, which is fun.
I'm always here for a pirate ship.
Yeah, but most of the track, other than that, is like it's pretty straightforward. Like you're just kind of going down very straightforward paths, and like you're kind of locked into these paths more so than like a lot of other tracks in the game. So you can just kind of, if you can feel more of that, like, oh yeah, this was made with tour in mind, more so than a lot of other tracks in the game. So that's where I put these. They're kind of like, I would say all those tracks overall, like kind of middle of the pack.
Cool,
decent, but nothing mind blowing.
Ooh, let me let's look for a real snoozer. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, let's hear it.
We gotta hear something. I'm gonna say there is a part of me that loves this track, but I do think Moo Moo Meadows is a bit of a snooze fest.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Like I definitely would put it in decent to snooze fest. I think it's just it's just so straightforward, and you're just like, okay, yeah.
But also like,
I like the cows. The cows are fun, but like
the cows are cute. I like the music, the kind of like cowbell happening in the background. A little bit of that.
Yeah,
it's fun. That's jolly. It's cute, but it's also like I am just snoozing through this fucking level,
let's just get it. Yeah, we're just racing through this one to get to the next more interesting track for sure.
Do you have a snooze fest? I want to know.
Yeah, snooze fest. I definitely can probably scroll here and find one. A
lot of the circuit tracks for me are pretty.
Yeah, I definitely would throw them up there. Let's see. I'm gonna do. Snooze Fest. 3DS Toad Circuit, which was from the first wave of the Booster Course Bass. That is very much the like. This is like the most rote, bland, like first track you race in the Mario Kart trace, where it's literally like just a big figure eight, and like they didn't even like this. Literally is like the epitome of like they just had this was like one of the easiest tracks they could have ported from 3DS to Tour, and then they just took that Tour one and just ported it into 8 and like didn't do anything special with it, didn't add anything extra to it, and it's just really basic. I think the music in it, from what I remember, is pretty good, like the updated music for that. But I want to say this music is also in another track in the game, if I remember correctly, and it's like a better track. But I may be wrong on that. But like it's just it's one of those like how we've described, like it's a circuit track that starts off like this is like the most boring of them. Basically,
that like a DS Mario circuit, I would also put in that camp.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of those, like, again, intro Mario Kart levels that are part of like whatever the first circuit, like
you're like racing through that the first time. It's like but
not the ones from Mario Kart 8, because those are actually great and have anti-grav and underwater and stuff.
Yeah,
that was so fun. And most of them are themed, like Water Park, for example. The second track in Mario Kart 8 is like totally themed. It's kind of Mario Sunshine. Water Park.
Yeah. It is like a fun, like it has like a little bit of sunshine vibes to it, and then
it's a basic track, but it's fun. It's just cool.
Yeah, I would throw that in the fun tier as well.
Yeah, all right, we can just do that real quick.
Yeah,
throw that in fun.
Let's see.
So many good ones.
Yeah,
but most of them are good. Is the thing. You know?
There's tons of really really good tracks. Let's see. I'm trying to look for like ones I would like kind of throw in decent.
Sure.
I'd throw like some of the I'll do some of these like city DLC tour tracks, like Bangkok Rush. Bangkok Rush is decent.
The only one I remember being better than decent was this, not Singapore. God, maybe it was Los Angeles. There's one that I remember is like really cool.
I would say like Los Angeles is really cool because it's like a section based track. I will say they did the music dirty and the updates. That's right. That's like the one criminal music offense that this game has ever done. Is the thing. So I definitely would. I'd probably put it in decent, just because of that, unfortunately. But because the music used to be way better in the tour version.
I gotta look at that version. What about we could do all those city tracks. Amsterdam Drift.
Amsterdam Drift. I'd put in decent. As actually, honestly, I'll put that in Snooze Fest.
Okay.
Or no, actually, yeah, decent's fine.
Decent's fine.
Because I remembered like there is like some fun like off road sections, and the music in that is pretty fun because it has like the like choir or like and
that's right.
It's fun. It's fun.
I feel like I remember London Loop being kind of a snooze fest.
Yes, London Loop. That's actually yes, London Loop. I will put in Snooze Fest. Just because that one's like very like basic, and like it doesn't get interesting till like the last lap where like there's like chain chomps around the level and they get they get like let off, but that's like only for that one lap, and then most of the other things is like, all right, I'm just kind of in a city, some city streets, that's fine. The music is was even in tour, it was kind of whatever. Let's see, that one. Let's see what else other city tracks am I scrolling through here. Berlin Byways it actually put in fun because I like that one makes like better use of like feeling like you're in a city track, and I like the music in it is really good. Kind of like techno-y vibes to it that I like a lot. So that one's decent. Better than some of the other ones for sure.
Paris Promenade.
I
feel like that one was like at most decent.
Yeah, I would probably throw that in decent as well because like I like the music's okay, and I like some of like the visual, like the sunset in Paris kind of vibe to it. But It's pretty basic. It's like a pretty flat track.
I was gonna say like New York Minute. I remember being pretty basic, but it's really pretty.
Yeah, New York Minute. I'd probably at least put it in fun. Yeah, let me see where I can find that. Okay, hidden within all these.
It's in the thick of everything. There's a lot of skyscrapers there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but I agree with you. Yeah, like it just looks really pretty. The music's like a fun, like jaunty, like kind of more classical kind of take on like some like a New York vibe that I appreciate. So that's pretty fun. This one I am going to put in best tier because of the music alone, and that is Vancouver Velocity.
Yes.
Vancouver Velocity is just like the track itself is like generally fine. I think like the first stop is really fun where you like go into this like wooded area and you're like up on these like suspension like bridges and like it's an anti-grav section and you fly off and then you like kind of loop back around and then I think you go through like an ice rink on one lap and that's like fun, but just the music in this one is like God, it's so good.
I do remember. Because you warmed us when we played it.
Because I was like, because even in tour, I was like, oh, damn, they cooked with this fucking music, even in tour. And I was like so excited to hear it in 8. And of course, they absolutely delivered with like an even better 8 version. So yeah, like that a lot. Let's see. I think we have a couple more cities.
Just you left Tokyo Blur and Sydney Sprint.
Sydney Sprint. I'd put in fun. That one I think it is like I like the music in that one as well. It's pretty good.
The Opera House part is cool.
The Opera House, like you fly through that and you like go through this weird little like kind of like almost like theme parkish looking area, which is kind of fun. And then that one's fine. And then what was the last one? Was Tokyo Blur. I would throw that in. Honestly, I might put that in Snooze Fest as well.
Sorry, Japan.
Just because, like, yeah, like they could. I feel like they could have done way more with like a Japan Tokyo theme track, and they just kind of kept it so basic. Actually,
Athens Dash.
Yeah, there is one more, Athens Dash. That
level being cool.
Yeah, this one is like a much. I'm at least gonna put that in the fun tier because, or actually, you know what? I will put that in best tier because it is such like a much more dynamic. Like city track because you're like in actually like these ancient ruins in Greece and you're like it's way more vertical, like you're like gliding up into areas and like jumping around and stuff. That one's fun. So yeah, I'll keep that. I'll throw that up there.
Those are all of our
I think
real life places.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think those are all the just tour city tracks. Cool. All right, but yeah, what track you want to do next?
Let's see. All right, let's get into it with some more hot takes. I think and it's not the worst, but I do think that the Rainbow Road in Mario Kart 8 is not the best Rainbow Road. I would say even going leaping off your hot take that it is my least favorite Rainbow Road in this game out of all 4 of them. Really, I don't like the. It's close. I don't like the Super Nintendo one.
I think the Super Nintendo one's way more fun than this one, but that's just me.
Sure. I think this one is cool. I just like, I don't know, for a game that has such fun, creative, colorful aesthetic, I think it's cool that it's like, hey, it's a space station or like a satellite station, but like it feels. And it's cool. There's other Rainbow Roads in space that I think are more fun and colorful. Yeah, and
now in this game.
Exactly.
So it just kind of like this one just kind of kept going further and further down for me as they added more Rainbow Roads.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and I know that's kind of like the second idea behind every Rainbow Road is like a really challenging track. Yeah. And I do think it's tough, and I think it's cool in that regard. There's some really cool turns and stuff to like pull off it in 200cc on this track. I just it doesn't say it's decent to me. Is where I'm going with it.
Decent. I'm fine with decent. With that one, I
wish it was better.
I wish it was better as well, especially for like
it's not a snooze fest.
Yeah, I would have honestly been close to you. I would have
I'm
gone
not
down, but
I'm
yeah,
stressed.
Yeah, that's. But yeah, no, I'm with you. It's nothing crazy.
I do think it is like I don't like the SNES Rainbow Road. I don't like any tracks with no rails. I'll say if there's 0 rails on it,
Sure.
I don't like the track at all.
Yeah.
But I do think like there's certainly an argument to be made that is a more interesting track.
Yeah, I think that like the, again, it is pretty much just that SNES track, but I think just like the visual enhancements they made to it is really cool. The feelings they went for with that one. I like the chaos of having the thwomps when they smash like actually affect the track and like move you around and stuff.
Crunchy looking. It's kind of 8-bitty or 16-bitty in a way.
Yeah,
and I like that.
And I just like what they did for it. I think it just feels like they did a little more interesting. And I think like in that sense of like you said, like even I kind of don't mind that it doesn't have rails, and I think it.
Sure.
And I think the fact that it is like a little tighter and like it is more of like a straightforward course can like add to like a little bit more of an interesting like race, moment to moment race, than just like with the other one where like there is way more like different routes you're going on, and it feels less like I'm like this one's fun because like it feels more about a track that's about like I'm racing against other people, or more mindful of the people I'm racing against in it.
Yeah. Because
I don't have to worry about like the in the other one, the 8 one, where it's like, oh, there's these crazy like almost 90-degree turns, oh god, and like I'm figuring it, like being focused on that rather than if I'm racing or not, and like then people just like screwing you over because that each their own vibe. But I think I just like that SNES Rainbow Road.
It's at the very least fun.
More than the base 8 one. That's I would throw it in fun as well.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep the Rainbow Road trail going. The Nintendo 64. I actually think this one is really sick.
Yeah, I really like the update to this one. I know some people were miffed on it not being like a multi-lap thing like the original one was. They made it into like a section based one in this game, but I think that is so like not petty, but like I think the things they did to this track are enough to not make me upset about there not being multiple laps and it being more like that, where just the visuals of it, of course the incredible music, like I love the vibe of like, it's all anti-grav and you're like going up these big huge turns, and then you see like the train flying through the sky and Toads like celebrating and like throwing coins at you. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
The fireworks that like those were in like the original track wasn't fireworks. It was like you were like in space, like you were saying.
They were like constellations, right?
Yeah, of like the different things. It's like the same idea of like that, but this one just like putting it in like this like nighttime city celebration vibe. Like it's just it was cool and very different from a lot of the other, like they always put Rainbow Roads in space. It's like I appreciated them like kind of mixing it up from that aesthetic, and just again, music is great. I would put it probably at least in best.
Yeah, I would
tier.
I'm torn. Like the 3DS one is my other favorite, and to be clear, I like the Wii one as well. But yeah, I replayed all of them back to back, which is a trip, let me tell you. Playing Mario Kart Rainbow Road in chronological order, super wild. I wish all 8 of them were in this one game, but whatever. It is crazy, and they really do have different like vibes to them. Like the Super Nintendo one is like you're above the Mushroom Kingdom and you can see like the Super Mario World like mound-eyed hills and stuff in the background, but it's like got a shadow over it. And then this one you're above like a town with a train, and then the 3DS one you're like on the rings of Saturn, and then the Wii one you're on the moon, and then 8 you're like on a space station above Earth and you can see like the globe. So I love that they're all so different, I will say.
Yeah, they're like different little tastes of space or other little beats. Yeah, so they always have like a fun little twist like that. Let's see. If you want to,
we could keep doing Rainbow Road if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2 more.
we can keep doing those. Let's see. Where's 3DS Rainbow Road? I mean, I kind of want to
it's really
put it in goated because it is
it's kind of goated. I think.
Yeah,
you're like flying on the Rings of Saturn. You're on. You're awesome.
Yeah, it's also a section based track.
Yeah,
you go on to like the moon on a sequence, and the music dips down, and it's all anti-grav. They did it perfectly. That was like the one thing I wanted them to do with this track when I knew it was coming from 3DS. Yeah, I would definitely say like out of all the DLC Rainbow Roads, it is like the best one.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I don't know what the other three are. Like it would be the Game Boy Advance,
the Game Boy, the GameCube,
the DS, and the GameCube one.
Yeah.
I don't like. I feel really bad for not remembering what the Double Dash Rainbow Road is. I should look it up.
Yeah. I like vaguely remember that one. What I mainly remember is like the start of it is like you like go off a big ramp, and then there's like this big like you go up this big like circle cylinder like thing, and it has like a bunch of boosts. Then you go up to it. And I don't remember what's after that. I don't remember if that's. I'm pretty sure there were like there's like a couple stretches where like the Wii one has this where it's like a weird like space cannon thing you like shoot into. I think that one has that too, if I recall.
Oh yeah, that one's also like I'm watching a video now because I just had to know. It's got like the rainbow pipes as well that you like go in and out of. It's also above the city.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. Okay, that's pretty cool. I remember I like the DS. I think I like the DS one out of like not the DLC ones. So out of the ones that didn't make it, from what I remember, I like the DS one the most. Or
sure,
from like the Vega one, because I know it had like a big loop-de-loop in it, and then like had some other like cool sequences in it from what I remember. So I think that one was pretty cool. But yeah. I'm sure we will see those Rainbow Roads again in a future Mario Kart. So last Rainbow Road, Rainbow Road. Where would you rank that?
I mean, that's also very good. I mean, it's at least fun for me.
Yeah, I'd probably put it in like fun or even best maybe. Or actually, I'd probably put it in fun.
I'd probably put it in fun. It's not like the hardest Rainbow Road. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like that's like kind of true. Like a lot of the Wii tracks are trying to be a little bit more approachable.
Yeah.
It's got kind of similar music to, like it just has very Mario Galaxy music, which is in other stages has less of a unique sound.
Mm-hmm.
Which hits it a little bit, but it's cool. It's pretty. I think it's
pretty
the one
good music. I like the music in that too.
One Rainbow Road in there. I guess you could include the Super Nintendo one where you're like on the road made of a rainbow versus it being like kind of contextualized as like it's a satellite dish or it's like a railroad track, you know? Like,
yeah, you're right.
It's just a pure Rainbow Road. It's the Rings of Saturn. I'm gonna keep saying that because it still sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool. Super cool track.
A good set of 5 there, you know?
Yeah. I definitely like. I would say like out of all the Rainbow Roads, these are definitely the must haves. The other ones are pretty decent too, like from the other games that haven't made it. I'm sure they could do some cool stuff with like updates to those ones in the future games. So, pretty fun. Okay, let's see.
We're almost halfway through.
Yeah, I know, right? Still plenty to go. All right.
This looks a lot less intimidating, though. I will say.
Yeah, we're definitely. I think we're making good progress for sure. Let's see. What's a track that I want?
Hit me with whatever you got.
I'm gonna put something in the snooze fest here. I'm sure I can find some snooze festers in here now for sure. Maybe a hot take. This snooze fest. I don't know. I'll see how you feel. I'm going to say N64 Yoshi Valley in the Snooze Fest.
Whoa. This is like a classic track for me.
Yeah. And I do like the track for what it's worth. I think more what it is for me, it's a snooze fest just because once you figure out the fastest route to take, which has been figured out, and I know what it is. It's like you like go around the lane, and then there's that there's like the bridge to the left.
Bridge,
you take the wooden bridge and just take that, and it pretty much takes you immediately around. Like everyone pretty much knows that path by this point. and everyone just takes that path. So like I feel like there's like it doesn't encourage you to take other routes. And I think that could be something fun they maybe explore again. Like if they were to bring this track back, is like maybe force you to take different routes, or like force you to like maybe have it be like, you know, like a tour track where it takes you through different routes each lap, or like maybe like only certain routes are of a few of the routes that are available are open on certain laps, and you have to choose those. So I think there's like something fun they could do with that for a future iteration. But as it is now, in 8, it's just like, I know this path. I'm always going to take that path because I know it's the fastest now. That's going to be that track every time, which is what it is. It's just like how that track is now at this point. And like that being said, like I still like, you know, I think it looks cool visually. It has good. I like the music. It's fun. It's fine track overall. But I just think because of now that it's been around for so long, you know the path to go, and you're always going to take that path.
It's you know, hoisted by its own petard. It's hurt by the thing that makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
And that everyone has also figured out. So yeah, I'm fine with that in Snooze Fest. It's definitely not my like. I'm so enraptured with this track.
Sure.
I do still like the end part though, when you like go around the big loop and then the kind of weird spiral.
Yoshi egg. That and again that's like one
the Yoshi egg. Yes.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say that like, again going back to like something Tor I think did cool, because when this track came to Tor, they like made much more use of the multiple paths. They also added like half pipes to sections of it. Like when you go around that last big U bend, it has like a half pipe on it now that you can take if you wanted to. So they could definitely do that with the track in the future, of just like making it be like, oh, on this lap, like this path is open and this path is open, and then when you come back around on the second lap, it's like a different path is open, and now you have to take those other paths, and forces you down different directions. Like I think that could be a more fun route to take that track in the future if they ever did bring it back. But you know, we'll see.
We shall.
What track?
A goated track for you? Easy goated. The new wholly original track, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Stellar track.
Stellar track. That's
again,
super fun.
Sound effects. Like anytime they mix up the sound effects, it's like maybe a thing that you don't notice the first run, but like when you grab those Yoshi coins and you get that Yoshi Island sound effect of picking up a coin.
Sound effects from that. Yeah.
So cool.
Like all the fun little details, like Poochie sleeping on the mailbox at the start, and then like, you know, the question block that I miss every time in the cloud in the sky.
When I played earlier, I got it.
Hell
and it like builds the wooden bridge and it makes the little noise.
Yep, it makes all the same sounds. It's fun. You like when you take that, you like leap through like the flower ring at the end of a Yoshi Island level. It plays the music when you like finish a race. Same music. Like it does pretty much everything like those other crossover tracks did in a super fun way. And I really like that track too. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's so good. I like replaying it again today. I was like, man, they fucking went so hard on this track. They
cooked. They did really well.
They did cook.
Let's see. I will do a track I would consider just fun, and that is the GBA Mario Circuit track. From it was the original tour, or not original. It was the Mario, the one of the few circuits that are like more fun, because it was originally in 8 and they incorporated some anti-grav. So it's like the one where it's like it's like it feels like actually like a race kart track for one, but then you have like the big section where you like take the first initial turn and you come around and there's like a whole section of the track is like lifted up in the air. You go around this big U bend. So yeah, just that I think it's just like, it's simple, but like the little extra anti-grav section's fun. Music's fun. I like that they, you know, because it being an 8, there's like a lot more like shortcut opportunities where you can like skip these big little grass patches and stuff through it. It's just like a simple, fun racing track in and of itself. And I like the kind of like updated visuals to it in 8.
I would put 2014's Mario Circuit in the best category.
Yeah, you're talking about the original 8 one right here, right?
Yes, the Mario Kart 8 Mario Circuit. Again, the basic bitch course, but they like that part where you're upside down and you can still see the castle and you're just like going.
Yeah.
And also like the little spiral that's in there, which like is enough to give you the pink flame to give a big boost. Like it's just like a really good simple track that's like really fun to play.
Yeah. It's really good.
And yeah, that bottleneck onto the wood bridge, like there's so many parts that like feel really memorable to me in such a simple course, and that gets so many bonus points with me.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure. It feels it's a good, just simple one.
A lot of those base Mario Kart 8 tracks, I just feel that strongly about it. They're just so good.
Let's see what else. What I'm gonna put in here. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw in the best tier as well. Another updated OG8 track, Piranha Plant Slide.
Yes,
I like this track a lot. I like that.
Me too.
It mixes in like the classic, like you're in that one, like the starting area is like the classic Mario Castle and all that aesthetic there, and that track is really fun. But then you like go underground and it's like industrial pipes, and like there's like the really cool like underwater section where it's like a big U-turn and you're like going up the hill and stuff. I just like the look of that track. It's really fun.
It feels like a Mario, like kind of a Paper Mario sewers level in a little bit of like that way.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
and I love that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, fun track. I like that update to it.
I'll say Sweet Canyon is decent.
Yeah.
They can't all be bangers.
They can't all be bangers. That is absolutely like the Mario Kart 8 equivalent of like, this is one of those filler kind of tracks we have to get in. Totally. Like you're just gonna have to race through it. Like it's not terrible, but it's just sort of fine. And
yeah, split paths is like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
That like keeps it from being a snooze fest. It's like, all right, I can take this path on this track and then the next one on the next race.
Yeah, and it's all anti-grav, like, and then it's like, yeah,
it's like fine. All right.
Yeah,
inoffensive.
Yep. Agreed. Let's see. Where else can we go here? I'm going to put this also up, actually.
Still have a lot of my favorite tracks left.
Yeah, I still have a lot of tracks. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put them. I'm gonna throw this one in here, and that is I'm gonna put this in Goated. I have another Goated track. GCN Waluigi Stadium.
I do know you love this track.
Funny enough, like there's two of the Waluigi tracks, the DLC, and I think this one I ended up liking more. Surprisingly, as much as I like Waluigi Pinball, I ended up liking this one more just because they actually incorporated more of 8 in it, where they added like whole extra sections where you like can like ramp off these big half pipes onto these like extra anti-grav like sections, and you can it just incorporates extra stuff into that track that makes it feel like it's a part of those like core 8 tracks and ideas. And I really appreciated that they put that there.
Do you want to put Waluigi Pinball in best then?
Yeah, that's honestly I would probably put that in best because I do really like the track still, and I think it looks awesome. Kind of bummed that the music is just like once again this has they just took the Wario the Wario Stadium track that's in this, because they do have the same music in that original DS game too. But they just used that same track. They didn't like update the remix, so that was like one bummer. But the thing that was like a little disappointing was that they just did not incorporate any kind of anti-gravity or any kind of Mario Kart 8 stuff into this track when it like clearly like would have been like a number one. Like there's so many sections of that track. Like of course this should have been anti-grav. Like what are you doing? Like this makes too much sense. They could have easily have done that in so many parts of this track, and they just didn't. So that was kind of a bummer. Still fun, but it's just I feel like it's they left a lot on the table.
Sure. I will say one of my favorite tracks Go to track IMHO,
Mhm.
Dragon Driftway. I don't know how you feel about
Yeah,
it, but
it's a good track. I like it.
I love it so much. I love the
good music.
music.
Music's
I love
fun.
when you like come down on like the big wooden dragon and just like the
Yeah,
little ramps and stuff. Like I
yeah.
really just love the
I like
aesthetic and the
all the
vibe of that track.
Kung Fu Lakitu. Very fun. I like that.
So good. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. I mean, a lot of those like final finale tracks are like some of my favorites. Like I would put the Ninja Hideaway in the same thing, and
Hmm.
we can loop back around to them. But like, yeah, I remember getting Dragon Driftway. I was like, oh, this is like just so rad.
Yeah, just fun.
All in the sky. It's so cool.
Yeah, fun aesthetics and all that, and that track that I really like too, and just I like a lot of the shortcuts in it too. They're like very fun to like
the shortcuts are so good. Yes.
I really like that as well. Let's see. I'm gonna throw this in the decent. I'll throw this decent, and that is GCN Sherbetland.
Yeah,
It's just sort of fine. It's like you said, it's like it's a snow course.
Has that Rosalina's tower problem where it's like, why are all the ice levels becoming the same level?
Yeah, they're all the same level, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Although
fun,
I'll say I personally still put Rosalina in the fun category just because at least it has like a cool style, it has like a little bit more of a personality.
Yes. It's a little
bit the
more
galaxy, the music's I like the music a lot more.
The music's really good. Yeah.
So I'd throw that in fun
right now.
I'd throw that in fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree for sure. It was like I kind of like this more than Sherbetland was like a thought that I was having.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Squeaky Clean Sprint. How do you feel about Squeaky Clean Sprint? I love that level.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's definitely like a surprising. Just like I don't know, I'm in a bathroom, like flying. I'm like gliding over a toilet in a Mario Kart track.
So goofy.
Yeah, it's very goofy and just like creative in that way. Of like I never would have expected that kind of tracks to show up. So I'd put it probably in best. That's where I'm feeling
it's a good spot for it.
Just like a fun original track. Snazzy music as well, of course.
Yes, very snazzy. Just gives me like big Pikmin energy of like a big version of like a normal environment.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
You got any snoozers? Any real boring?
Yeah, snooze fest. I was looking through it here. I can probably let's see.
I mean, there's some left, but honestly, there's probably not that many left.
Yeah, there's definitely some, but not too many. I'll throw what is it? Donut Plains 3 from the SNES.
Yeah.
Just like I think it looks really nice, like the visuals of it. But it's just like it's such a basic course, and like it's definitely one of those ones where it's like, all right, let's just get this over with whenever I feel like I have to race through it rather than like, oh yeah, let's race through this one again. It's fun, yeah.
I'm also personally, I am not a huge fan of the Excite bike track. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd probably put it in decent still.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because it's, I at least like that. Like it has
random every time.
It's random every time, and like it has a little bit more going on. And like I like hitting those shortcuts like on like the edges of the tracks is always really fun. The music, I like the music in it. At least has like a cool vibe to it. Just but yeah, but at the end of the day, it is like just like a big oval that you're just kind of going around. You're like, oh, yep, okay.
Only 41 tracks left, Mike.
We got this, I believe.
We are more than halfway through now, so that's nice. Okay. Your go. What do you got?
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna
my only concern is like now I am like I don't even remember some of these like Snowland.
That's fair.
I don't remember.
GBA Snowland. I will say it is at least. I would say it stands above some of the other snow tracks just because it is like is not the joke we've been making where it's just like I don't know, you go underwater at some point or you're ice. Like this one is at least like you're like racing around like a Christmassy area and there's like the penguins or like you have to like dodging around, and then it's like there's like an icy part where you like kind of go down a hill and then up and around, and you're like there's like penguins like jumping out of the water. Like it's at least like it's very simple because it's like a GBA course. But I do like it more than some of the other snow courses. I'll put that in
Sherbert Land.
Yeah, I put it in fun.
Cool. Okay, I won't derail you anymore. Now you can actually.
No, you're good. I'm gonna do. Let's see. Where am I gonna put this one? I'm gonna put it in best, and that's Koopa Cape from the Wii.
Nice. Yes,
I like
Koopa Cape's
I like Koopa Cape. I'm glad that they brought that from the Wii, and it's came in the DLC. I just love the underwater vibes. Then you go into like this like underwater tunnel. They made it anti-gravity like they should have, and then it just has like and then the music like shifts and changes as you go underwater and come out, and just cool, fun vibe to it that I like. I wish it would have kept the glider section that it does have, because I think in base Mario Kart 7, like when you first enter into the down like the river section where you're going down the river, in 7 it was like a glider, so you'd actually like come off and like glide through the first part of it, and then kind of come back into the river. Where like I think they took that out in the tour version, and didn't keep it in here, but it's still pretty really fun regardless. All right. What do you got?
One for me, goated with the sauce, as the kids said probably like 2 years ago, and definitely don't anymore. I fucking love Big Blue.
Yeah, Big Blue.
It's like a running joke that like I just pick Big Blue over and over again when we play, because like I can't wait to play it the next. The music, that's like one of my favorite F-Zero, Smash Brothers, and now Mario Kart music tracks. Like anytime it shows up, like dun, 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 it's just
it's very good.
And I like both the F-Zero stages. I think this is the better one.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, the 3-part levels, like we already talked. Like, Mount Wario is great. I love the 2 Rainbow Roads that do it. I think that stuff it's used sparingly and well. And I think Big Blue does it well as well.
Yeah.
It's such a cool, it's beautiful. It's like one of the most beautiful courses in all of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Beautiful visuals. Yeah. Like some of the sections are really fun. I like that last section where you like go over like the zoom, like the speed up, like
you're on like the cylinders at one point is so fucking F-Zero. It's so rad. Oh,
cool. It's really cool. I agree. Go to track. Let's see what else. What else we got here? I think I got another snoozer right here.
You gotta start hurting people.
Snoozer. I think Toad's Turnpike is whatever.
Agreed.
I think they could have done more interesting with it, bringing it over to 8. With like all the cars driving around, but other than that, they like really did not make much change with it. And like the biggest thing is like, oh, if you have a car, you have the car with the ramp on it in a very specific place at a specific time, you can like fly over the bridge or whatever, and like that's cool. But like you rarely are able to see that depending on how the cars are driving around it. So it's like you're just kind of driving.
Like put a little booster at the base of the surfboard, you know? Like
just
give me something to have some fun on this track.
Yeah, they could have. I feel like they could have done some more stuff with like the cars and the traffic, and that could have been more interesting. But other than that, it's just basic.
Not a lot to say here. I think Bone Dry Dunes is decent.
Yeah,
I think it's a decent level.
Yeah, I'm down to start decent. It's like. It's better than some other desert tracks, which we can just say because the other one here, Dry Desert. Dry
Desert.
Throw that in snooze.
At most decent. I'd definitely say kind of a snooze fest.
Yeah, I would say it's snooze just because I like the little oasis they had at the end. But
the water part where you can
is cool. But I think the crime they committed was I don't know if you remember from the actual original GameCube version. There was a point where like a big tornado shows up in the track and it hits you and you can get like messed up by it, and they took that out. It's like, well, come on, man.
Didn't like the pillars fall over, or do they still fall over?
Some of them still do fall over, I think, in that. But it's just, less interesting version of that track.
A fun track though. I think both of these, they're right next to each other, so I kind of put maybe one of them is in a best, but Tick Tock Clock and Music Park. I think are both really fun. Oh my god, I did the bubble thing. I didn't mean to do it. As if you hold up the peace sign for too long.
Yeah. Tick Tock Clock, I would agree, is fun. Music Park, I would personally just put in decent.
Okay.
Just because like I do like the music, some like the music editions, but I think like the thing that kills me is that last part. I think it's like the last part is like I don't like the weird bouncy music things. And then there's like a really awkward like shortcut that I always try and take, and it's too awkwardly set up to like make it feel like a good shortcut to hit at any time.
Yeah.
So
it's like Electrodrone, I think, is like a better, like more subtle approach to it.
Yeah.
Of like, and the music kind of fits with it more than like a xylophone and a piano and stuff like that. But it is fun. I like all the instruments.
Yeah, yeah. And then like Tick Tock Clock is, I think, just like a fun, simple course. Like it doesn't really incorporate as much like eight stuff into it, like anti-grav and stuff, but there's like a gliding part which is fun, and like I like the spinning the cogs and that you have to kind of navigate. It's fun.
And it's like obviously it's
cool
very
music.
Iconic Mario level.
Yeah, Mario 64 level. Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. It just looks so good. I love how the aesthetic of it came together.
Agreed. I agree. Let's see. What else? What do I want to do next? I'm going to put in best. I'm going to put that SNES Bowser Castle 3. I'm going to put that up in best because it's really cool. Just fun to actually see an SNES track get like a big glow up like that.
Big glow up, yeah.
And like I like the anti-grav section in that, and like the ramp section that comes in later. Good track.
Yes.
What else you got?
I mean DK Mountain. We both know where we stand on DK Mountain.
Goated.
Oh
god, I accidentally picked the wrong one. Oh god.
Don't go back down.
Athens Dash. Where did I have Athens Dash? I think I had that in.
I think Athens was decent.
I can't remember because oh god, where did DK Mountain go?
No, Athens Dash was in fun.
Okay, I put that back in fun. Where did I somehow lost DK Mountain?
Did I put Summit or DK?
Did it somehow fall into the arterial? No.
It's the one with the big DK barrel.
The big DK barrel. It's just gone.
It's goated forever. It went above goated.
Yeah, it's absolutely being the goated. Unless I'm super blinding it right now. Anyway, I'll see if I see it again. But it just disappeared as I was trying to move stuff around.
Also, addendum. Athens Dash was in best.
Oh, was it? Okay. Athens Dash was in best.
Mm-hmm.
Good catch. All right, let's see. I don't think any other tracks got moved. Luckily, I guess that was weird. I misclicked or something. All right, let me see what other tracks I can throw around in here. I forgot about the one tour track, Merry Mountain, which is like the Christmassy track.
Yeah, that was fun. Or decent.
Okay. No, this thing is like, actually, never mind. This thing is like bugging out because I clicked on Merry Mountain, but now it's like it tried to give me Coconut Mall for some reason. That was weird. I'm gonna throw Merry Mountain in fun.
Mine's freaking out too, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, too many tracks. That's what's happening. It's okay. Yeah, there's DK. Okay, DK Mountain reappeared magically in my thing.
Excellent.
That's so weird. I don't know what's happening. This thing's bugging out on me right now. All right, DK Mountain and goated. Cool. I put Merry Mountain. Merry Mountain's fun because it's just like it's just like a big. It's also like similarly like a big loop, but I do like that like you're going like up into the mountains. And there's like a couple different paths and like the whole mountain sections. Anti-grav, I think that's fun.
Agreed.
Excellent. Got any more tracks? What else you got?
Donkey Kong Jungle. I'm trying to like think. How do I feel about all the
3DS DK Jungle?
How do I feel about all the DK tracks. So we got DK Summit, DK Jungle left. I think DK Jungle is decent.
Yeah, I put it in decent. I do like that at least like it in some ways was like in some ways technically a crossover track because it does more incorporate DK stuff more than some other DK tracks do, which I think is fun because it has like the tikis from the Donkey Kong Country Returns and like all the stuff there. So it's fun, but yeah, like the track itself is pretty simple, and then like the anti-grav stuff wasn't really that interesting. DK Summit I'd put in fun because I do like all the half pipe stuff in it. Like those are really fun to hit, and like there's certain ones you can hit in a way that like you can like straight up like you'll go up it, and then like if you're on a curve it'll like take you all the way around the curve in like a way that's like like makes it almost like faster because you can have a bunch of speed. So that's just fun. Music is good too. I like the music in that, so I'd throw it in fun.
Cool, I agree.
Let's see. Maple Tree Way I would throw up in best. I like the music, that's like the autumny track with a bunch of wigglers and stuff. I really like that track. Good, really good music. I like the half pipe they added into one section of it. Just good vibes track.
All the autumn tracks I really like. Oof, okay, we're getting into the weeds a little bit now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mario Kart levels, some of the base ones, I still really like. Shy Guy Falls, I would say, is like at least best.
Yeah, I'm with you with that. Shy Guy Falls. Oh my god, it did it again. Stop it.
Vanished.
Or like it grabbed like it. It's like. Okay, here we go. Shy Guy Falls fell into fun, so it's up in best. Somehow it's like swapping them. Like I'm like I clicked on Shy Guy Falls and it turned into Bowser Castle 3 for some reason.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
It did that a little bit to me. I think it's done freaking out now, thankfully.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I agree with that. Shy Guy Falls is really cool. Like we said, like going up and down the waterfall, the music. I like the Shy Guys like mining to the music in the one part is really fun.
And that like one little like mini cave part that you're going up with the Shy Guys in the backgrounds.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Really cool. Let's see. I'm going to do. I like Cloud Top Cruise. I'm gonna put in best.
Okay.
If you're cool with that, I like that track.
I'm definitely cool with that.
I like the like storm section that's anti-grav with the lightning is fun. The music's really good, and the Bowser airship stuff is fun.
I'd then say Sky Garden, decent.
Yeah. It's like a budget.
Yeah, it's like a budget version of that level.
Budget version of that level, basically. For sure. Not the most interesting update to that. Let's see.
It's tough when you got at this point there are some like basically similar themed levels.
Sure, yeah. Let's see. What got any tracks?
I mean, I got plenty here. I'm going to say here's kind of a hot take. Twisted Mansion, I think, is like at best decent.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it could have been more interesting if that could have been more interesting. Like that would have been a fun like way to like make it a more like almost Luigi Mansion level.
And I like the the library part where you go through that and then you go underwater, but I would have wanted more of the level to feel like that.
Yeah,
and it doesn't,
Yeah, for sure. In that same vein, there was the GBA Boo Lake. That one's fun. I'm gonna throw it in fun because I do like it more than Twisted Mansion. I like the whole underwater boardwalk section is really cool. There's a lot more like ramps and stuff as you come out of the water. That's a fun update to that GBA track.
Cheap Cheap Beach, Snooze Fest.
Sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I like the part again, the beach where you're kind of like going either between the water or you can just go under the water.
Yeah.
And I like that there's like enemies under the water to fuck you up. But then there's that jungle part. I do not like. I think it's so boring.
Yeah, that's fair. I like the beachy visuals of that
The
track.
visuals are great.
But
sure.
you're right. It's not like the most exciting. Let's see. I'm gonna do best Super Bell Subway.
Cool.
I like that track a lot. The subways, the music's really good. I like when you like you're in the subway and it's playing like you get like the funky beats of the Mario Underground music incorporated into the song. I like that there's a couple of different routes you can go, like on the sides or like up in rafters, or you can like even get onto the trains and stuff while you're dodging them and stuff. Fun like track. I like it.
Coconut Mall, kind of a snooze fest.
Wow. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but that's like a big fan favorite track. So
I know
you're throwing some heat. And honestly,
come at me, nerds.
I'm here for it. I'll throw it in Snooze Fest too, because it's like it's fine. I think the music's fun, at least in it, and like but I do personally think there's been like better versions of that track in other games, and I think they could have done more with it. In
to
8,
me, like,
but they didn't really.
What is it? Daisy Cruiser is like a better version of Coconut Mall in my head.
Yeah, sure, I could see that. I guess I do. I think like the aesthetics of Daisy Cruiser are more fun.
Yes,
but it is like a pretty simple track as well.
It's very similar in my head of like you kind of like the inside of the ship just feels very mall like.
Yeah. In that vein, I would throw Daisy Cruiser in fun.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Let's see.
Goombas on the little life preservers.
Yeah, it's fun. And you can go into the pool with them and stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Let's see. What other tracks could we do? Mario Circuit 3. I mean, we should just done this already, but I'm just going to throw that in Snooze Fest.
Yeah, I've been looking at it for a while.
Because it's fine. Like it's like I don't mind. It's like one of those things where it's like since it's only just one track, right? Like I don't mind them going like here's like the classic old school track. Like you got your one, that's fine.
It's what Mario Kart used to be.
That's like it's fine. You got your one. That's all we need. That's
like
I'm cool considering like, how many other tracks we have in the game.
Yeah, like when people tell me that the Super Mario Kart is their favorite Mario Kart.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy.
I think like you should play 16 tracks or just Mario Circuit 3. I'm like, that sounds so fucking boring.
Yeah. I don't get that either.
Insanity to me. Okay.
Hit me. It's another track.
I like Peach Gardens a lot. I think that's a fun track.
Peach Gardens is fun. I'm down for that.
It's like
the mix-up they made in that as well.
I generally don't like the tight turn tracks, and there's not a lot of them, to be fair. Like where it's like very square. But I like Peach Gardens. I like the chain chomps and everything feeling like a weird maze of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the two and like the little mix up they change, and I like the big visual glow up.
Yes.
This track got compared because this is a DS track, so if you go look at that DS track, woof. Yeah. It's not that it wasn't a fun track, but it was like very basic. I mean, like they made like actual like the characters as like little like grass, like I forget what they're called, but like sculptures or whatever. I'm sure there's a word they are, but I forget. Hedges,
sculptures.
Yeah, like that was like just like a fun visual aesthetic, and plus they like made like the final lap like a reverse, which was fun.
Yeah,
little, like twist because like why not just do that because it's fun.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm sure it makes people doing the mirror mode stuff like fucking
just everything. Like oh god. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. I'm gonna throw again. This was like admittedly a more original like track that's like an icy snow area, but I still think it's just kind of whatever. Is Ice Outpost. I'm gonna throw that in decent.
Yeah, to me, like it is that you could swap with Sweet Canyon basically the same fucking track.
Basically the same thing. Just like like slightly different aesthetics, and like I like the again, music's good in both of them.
Music's always good, yeah. Like,
it's just like you're choosing two paths, and the once you've kind of figured out what path is faster, like I'm always going to take that path at this point. So it's kind of whatever.
I'll go back and forth, right? But it's like it's not that deep,
Yeah,
it ain't that deep.
It ain't. What do you got?
We still have 2 Wario levels left, so I'm very surprised that you've not goated both of them. Here's what I'm going to say, and this goes back to the Rails thing, the Super Nintendo Rainbow Road. I love the vibe of Neo Bowser City, but I don't love the track. It's a little iffy for me. To me, that's like a decent track. I'm not like here. It's definitely not a snooze fest.
Yeah,
because it's very difficult. But again, it's just like I love the aesthetic of this track for sure. But I don't love playing it. It's one of those rare ones where it kind of fills into decent for me. Where it's like, all right, well,
yeah,
suffer through this.
See, I do actually enjoy racing on it because like the one precarious section of that track makes it like interesting, but like it doesn't like blow me away there, but I do really like the aesthetic as well.
It's a really good aesthetic.
I'll throw it in fun.
That's fair. Totally fair.
We can hit some of these Wario tracks. I mean, for me, I like the update to DS Wario Stadium. I would probably throw it in. Honestly, I wouldn't consider them goated but like I do like them.
I figured.
I will put Wario Stadium in fun, because I do like the kind of the stadium vibes and and like they made the one section like anti-grav. It's cool. So I do like that track. That track's decent. What's the other one? I'll do that real quick. Wario's Gold Mine.
That one's good. I like that.
Yeah, that one's all right. I'll throw that in fun too. Sure, I like it. I do like the minecart section. That's fun.
The minecart section is the part that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's with the anti-grav added to it. That is like a fun section. I'm down for that.
Bowser's Castle. Now this was a really popular one when Mario Kart 8 originally came out. You get the sick guitar solo.
The music's amazing. There's like the music's amazing, but like honestly, like I honestly feel like similar. Like maybe this would be a spicy take, but like there is like a similarity to me with some of the tracks we just mentioned, where it's like it feels like a more interesting, but it is similar with like Ice and the Sweet Game, where it's like, all right, a lot of this track is just I'm picking one of these routes, and like it's cool. The Bowser looks cool, the music's blasting, and then you have that cool little glide section, but like it is pretty simple. So like I'd probably put it
with those 2 tracks. I would put it in decent.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Great guitar solo though.
Yeah, amazing music. I definitely agree with that. Let's see. What else would I want? Let's see. Another track I would throw in decent is Riverside Park. That's like a GBA track. I like the visual style. Again, it feels like it feels like almost the music is almost like discount DK Mountain music.
Yeah.
Which is like, it is good, but like it sounds very similar to like the music you'd find in one of those tracks. So it's just kind of like, yeah, okay. And I like at least like the ramp at the end of a lap where you like jump to the waterfalls. It's fun, but it's like nothing. It's not like a crazy track outside of that. So
track that got
decent.
a great glow up that we've talked about before, Calamari Desert. I love what they did with that track.
Yeah, I do like the update to that track. I like the update to the music. Honestly, I might throw those in best tier.
I'm with you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Best tier. That's where I'm at with that as well. I like the updates to that track. And the music is very good.
Love this changing on the third lap.
Yeah.
Is always so fun.
Yeah. Going on the train tracks and stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Let's see what else I want to do here. I'll throw this in decent. Sunset Wilds. It's decent. I do like I like some of the aesthetic where it's like this like you're like in like a deserty canyon area, and like Shy Guy is like run around the track, but like you definitely lose a lot because like the whole premise of this track was like the sun is setting in real time, and the other versions of this track and this version they didn't do it. I guess that was like too maybe difficult to like do for a single track as like doing all the lighting effects in that game, because it's it's a much more intensive game, so you lose a little bit of that for that, lose a little bit of that like personality to that track, and then when you kind of lose that aspect, it's like okay, it's just a normal track, I guess.
I think a normal track, Toad Harbor, is decent.
Toad Harbor, I would at least throw Toad Harbor in fun.
Okay.
Because I do get what you're saying, where it's like, yeah, it's pretty basic, but I do like that it has like more multiple paths you can choose throughout the track.
I like the options stuff for sure,
and I think that pushes it at least up to fun for me. But other than that, yeah, like it's a pretty simple track. I like the music. The music's very good too.
Yeah, all their like harbor levels just always like slap.
Very good. Let's see. Another decent, I'll throw it in decent as well, Grumble Volcano.
Yeah, it was.
That one's like, it's
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. It's
the
cool.
boulder
it's
coming
like lava. Cool. Like, yeah, I do like that the track like slightly changes each lap with like the stuff like it's like broken down. Like that's kind of fun, but like it's pretty basic.
It's Royal Raceway is kind of a snooze fest. Sorry.
Yeah, kids. I really like the visuals of it, and
I love the visuals,
and the music is good. But like, yeah, it is pretty basic.
It's very basic.
Let's see. I want to put Choco Mountain in fun. I like Choco.
Yes,
I like
Choco Mountain a lot.
I like that. I like the update to it where it makes that whole section in the gliding. It makes it feel like you're actually like more like in like a mountainous area.
In a mountain, yeah.
Where like the other, like compared to when it was on the N64, you're just like, I don't know, I'm like this weird like brown world. This weird brown world. Where it's like at least feels like you're like in the mountainy section. Cool music. The updated music's really good too.
Yeah. Maybe the last goated track for me would be Ninja Hideaway. I'm looking at all of them now that we have left.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
It's definitely one of my favorite tracks. One of my,
for the
favorite
DLC
tracks.
Yeah, it's a really good. I really like it.
Really
too.
Good. The music is so good too.
Music is so good. I love all the different pathways and things you can take. Super fun.
They feel like really elaborate. Too.
Yeah,
like the pathways feel like way more in depth and fit the vibe of the level of it being a Ninja Hideaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that track.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I like that track a lot too. I like all the Ninja Shy Guys and stuff in it are fun too. Fun little aesthetic. I like it a lot. Yeah.
I don't know if any of these last ones are up to that for me. I like some. Like, I like Sky High Sunday. It's fun. It's a cool original track. I like Mute City a lot.
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, I think not many of these would be goated, but like some of them are definitely higher in the list though. Some good stuff in here. I'll say, let's see. I'll go 3DS Rock Mountain is fun. I'll throw it in there. I do like that. Like it is like playing that track. It feels like that is the like. If you ever wanted to know like how what Mario Kart 7 was all about, like that was like the track.
Interesting.
Like that's
okay.
like that's like that was like the track when they showed it off was like big promotion because you have those massive gliding sections throughout the track. So like it was like showing that off like on 3DS, and it was cool because like again like it did have like some 3D in that game. Or I don't know, did Mario Kart 7 have 3D? I can't remember.
To. It was the first year 3DS game.
Yeah,
it had to.
So like
3D.
Going through those Rocky Mountain areas was really cool, and I do appreciate that they made that last section of the track into fully anti-grav when you're going up the hill. Adds to that whole precarious section, and I like that like the gliding, like when you come off that mountain, you can like use your glider in a way that like lets you like skip like a whole bunch of that the starting next lap of the track in a fun way. I think it's just fun. It's fun, and it's just like it's definitely like this was like the one of the quintessential, like when you thought of Mario Kart 7, this was like definitely one of the first tracks that came to mind for me for a while.
I would put Mute City in best. Like,
sure.
I'm not like saying it's terrible when I say it's not a goated level. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Also great music again.
Yeah, great music. Some good crossovers.
Don't even make an F-Zero game. Just make an F-Zero soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean,
straight up.
That's kind of what they do now at this point anyway, to be fair. Like whenever they like make another game that can like incorporate that stuff, they just are making F-Zero music.
Just new F-Zero mixes. And they're always fucking bangers.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah. No, I agree for sure. Also in best, I would throw Ribbon Road. I would throw Ribbon Road in best.
Okay.
I just like that they clearly had like an inspired idea of like how to bring this track forward and like putting it like in a kid's playroom and like you're like in a toy set and like I like the anti-gravity section where you're like when you're like riding on the ribbons that are like up in the air. It's like I just think it's like a fun like visual aesthetics to that track, and I like some of the shortcuts you can hit are really fun in it too.
Listen, I go back and forth. I don't think I like Yoshi's Circuit.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Of like, it was
not
cool.
A snooze fest because I have to pay attention during it.
Yeah, it's definitely a track that like you got the idea of it in GameCube Double Dash, and like that's that track, and like I never really. I'm like, oh yeah, this track, whoa, like whenever it. So it's just like, okay, yeah, the Yoshi one again. I think there's like way more interesting Yoshi tracks in this game at this point as well.
Especially that
we've talked about one. Yeah, that we've talked about already at this point. So
yeah, it's decent. I think it's cool because like I appreciate it's in the shape of Yoshi and it is true to that. And there's like a cool waterfall jump that you can make.
Yeah,
but I don't look forward to playing.
yeah. No, I'm with you. Next track for me, and I'm gonna put it. Actually, this even I surprised myself with how much I actually like this track, and that's Moonview Highway.
Okay.
Which I'm throwing that in best because it feels like they pulled the opposite of like, oh yeah, this is what. We have Toad's Turnpike already, so it's like the better city course in the base game. But this is like, no, this is now the better city course. That's like way more fun. It has like a lot more personality because you have like the music that like when you actually enter like through the toll thing and the music like changes and ramps up, and you're like boosting and like the boosts like change where at locations when you they like are like randomized on the track whenever you choose it. So like they'll be in different spots every time you do it, and plus you're like hitting those to like go faster. Plus you're like weaving through traffic. Like it really is just kind of that section. To be fair, like I think like the other part of it is like kind of fine overall. It's like a much like you just kind of it's much simpler. But like I think just that whole section is just fun, and I do like that. And I like the music a lot. I like the visuals of it.
We gotta start live streaming anytime we do tier lists because I want to see people get pissed in real time.
Get real time, just mad at us. Yeah. That would be fun.
You don't like Sunshine Airport, right? This is the thing we've talked about. I feel like
I don't think I wouldn't say hate it, but I don't like. But I think it's just sort of fine. Like I would probably throw this in like decent or fun.
I would probably put it in decent. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's where I put it. Like it's. I like the section that's cool is when you fly up into the air. And it's like the anti-grav thing up in the air, and like sometimes you'll see the planes going by back and forth. I think that section is fun, but then like the rest of it's just kind of like whatever. Simple.
It's very rote. There's not a lot going on. I do like going through the airplane, the one that's like docked. Going through the middle of it to get the item crate.
Driving on the plane wings and stuff. Yeah, that's fun. But yeah. Decent is where I'd throw that. All right, 5 tracks left.
5 tracks. We've only done 91 tracks.
We've made it. We're almost there. Let's see. Animal Crossing track, I'd throw in decent.
Sure. I like that there's 4 versions of it.
I like that it's 4 versions. I like the music is really good. I like the music in it a lot.
Sound effects.
You
get the bells. You get the bell sound effect.
Yeah, I like that the mole guy shows up at the end. It's fun.
Oh yeah, Mr. Rossetti.
Mr. Rossetti is like hanging out on the track. This is a hazard. Fun. That's fun. But yeah, like but it is like the actual track you're racing on is like very simple.
Yeah, it's a very common course that you've seen. Yeah. Beautiful though. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
All
right, but
we're really in like I remember Sky High Sunday because it's such a weird course.
Yeah,
and it's fun. I'd probably put that in fun. Honestly, Sky High Sunday.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh god, did it again.
But Shroom Ridge and Mushroom Gorge and Cheeseland, honestly, I cannot visualize. I'm like sitting here, I've been trying to figure out like what the fuck is Cheeseland?
Cheeseland?
20 minutes.
What is Cheeseland? What is it?
What the I love cheese, but I don't know what the fuck Cheeseland is.
That's like the one it was in like the base Wii U DS or Wii U DLC. And it's like you like yeah, it has like it's just like a bunch of big piles of cheese, and you like race through it, and then like there's like one section where you like it like turns it's like anti-grav for a little bit when you're like going up these big hills and like zigzagging through in areas.
That's the
then
zigzag
you come up and it's like you hit a glider, and there's like a big chain chomp that can like hit you if you like get too close when you're like flying into this next part, and then it's like a big windy section. I think that track's fun. But like I kind of get why you can also kind of forget it at the same time.
You'd think I'd love Cheeseland, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun is a good spot. Shroom Ridge and Mushroom Gorge. I feel like Mushroom Gorge I'm remembering a bit more of and liking.
Yeah, because that's like the one where you're like bouncing off a bunch of mushrooms in the big cave.
Yes.
That one's I think is pretty fun, and like I like the like there's like a little bit of a risk reward to the mushrooms where like depending on how you hit them and like jump off them, you can trick and get speed, but if you do too many of it, you like get too much speed and you can like overshoot some. And they also like I like that they incorporated a bunch of different versions of that, because like this was originally in the Wii version, which didn't have gliding, so it was just 2 basic mushroom paths. But then in the 3DS, they did this track and they put like a big blue mushroom in it that makes it so it's a gliding section. And they incorporated all of that into this single version of it, which I think is cool.
I do. Yeah, that's a cool. It's definitely like you can't snooze through this one track. Like
I'd throw it in fun at least for sure myself. And then
I couldn't fucking tell you what Shroom Ridge.
Shroom Ridge was like in the first wave of the DLC. I honestly. There is like it's not like terrible, but I'd honestly throw it in Snooze Fest because it is pretty just like okay, yeah, you're going on this like you're dodging through some traffic, and then like there's like one cool like if you there's like one sort of okay-ish shortcut in the middle of it where you can like hit if you have a mushroom you can like shoot this big like grass section and hit like a glide ramp and like fly over like a part of it, but it's like it's pretty
whatever
in my opinion overall. Okay,
that's it.
I think
we did it.
Yeah, I think we did it. I'm kind of like skimming.
What was the other one we did that was also related? Did we do Smash characters yet? If not, we got to do that at some point.
I think we did do Smash character. I'm pretty sure
that's 86?
I think we did do Smash characters.
We did like a tier maker that was like really fucking long as well. Other than this, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I think it could have honestly been Smash stuff.
It had been. Could have been. It was Smash like trailers. I think it was. It was like
yes, it was. We did character like reveals or like trailers or something like that. You're right. Yes, that's what we totally did.
Damn.
But yeah, that's all 96 Mario Kart 8 tracks ranked from us. I'll at least read our goated music.
Yeah, we got a little goated.
Goated music. We have top tier Wildwoods, Mount Wario, Dolphin Shoals, 3DS Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island, GameCube Waluigi Stadium, Dragon Driftway, Big Blue, DK Mountain, and Ninja Hideaway. That's yeah.
I would straight up play any of those tracks right
this moment. That's honestly,
I might after we finish recording.
Honestly, I was thinking about the exact same thing. I'm just like doing this is just like hell yeah, I want to play some fucking Mario Kart 8 again.
I played for like 3 hours leading up to this.
All these good ass tracks. It's a fucking good ass video game.
Oh my god. Truly, like, and I'm so glad that like there is a Rainbow Road in that top tier, right? Like just a one, because like I usually honestly don't love those stages as established, but yeah, that 3DS Rainbow Road is like something special. It's so cool.
That was easily like one of my favorite tracks when I remember playing it Mario Kart 7. When it came to that I was just like, wow, this is really cool Mario Kart track, and I can't believe how creative that this game can be when they really make something cool.
Yeah, I put so much time into the DS Mario Kart trying to unlock all the secret characters because there's so many in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hated it by the end. I was like, so it's because it gets so hard.
Yeah.
So I bounced like right off of Mario Kart 7, and it brought me back like in a way that Mario Kart 8 did for like Mario Kart in general for me. It brought me back. It's like, oh, I really appreciate what a lot of these levels were doing and how fun the gliding stuff is.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just like this tier list, probably done with it. Still probably easily one of my favorite games. It's Nintendo has done in many years in some ways and shape or form. It's easily the best Mario Kart game there's ever been. Can't wait to see like now that we are past the 8 era, what they do next. You know, that I'm definitely in to see whatever they do next. Even if they decide to make it simpler or do something like maybe whatever they do, I'm excited as always to see like what they do, just because of how awesome this game was and how much I enjoyed it. After all these years.
Yeah, they've got so
nearly
much
a decade, basically.
Fun stuff to mine still, to get into, to see like a true Odyssey level. Like, we haven't even seen one, from any of those locations. And some of our favorites here are like the Yoshi's Island level is so Yoshi's Island. Like the TikTok clock is so TikTok clock, so Mario 64, right? So excited for that. Yeah, I have no idea. Anti-grav, different characters, dual rider mode. Bring it. I'm always lobbying to bring that back, or unique character items at the very least. Like, there's so much they could do.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to see what they do it.
Yeah, now it definitely seems like it is the direction they're going is like probably a new Mario Kart proper, new proper entry in the series. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. I'm definitely looking forward to it regardless. But thanks everybody for sticking with us here for this look back on Mario Kart 8. It was fun to rank some tracks finally and throw out some Mario Kart ideas.
Tell us what are your goated Mario Kart tracks.
Tell us. If you can absolutely yell at us in the comments. I guess if you don't like our rankings, as always, whatever. We're always just doing it for fun. But feel free to throw out some ideas of what you think you would love to see in a new Mario Kart game, or things you like to see like them do. Feel free to let us know. But for now we'll see you in the next. Our next episode of Nintendoland will be a more proper Nintendoland episode. Will probably be the last of the year at this point, because we're getting there. But
I've got Mario RPG pre-downloaded. I'm so excited.
Heck yeah.
It's not out by the time we're recording this, but it'll
be out. Yeah, just a couple days from that. I'm really stoked to play that as well for the first time. So we'll be talking about that next episode of Trip Nintendoland. So we'll see you then. But for now, bye.
Bye.